Just joining me now, watch the intro, pay attention. We have an awesome show for you today. All right, guys, so bear with me. If you're watching this, you can skip ahead, but I need to make sure we get everybody in here. That way, and everything's set up so we have a smooth show for you. We love to have a smooth show, but trust me, we're going to be watching GME. We're going to be watching a little bit of everything out there, baby. So let's just make sure we got everything good to go. But welcome. Glad you're joining me today. Let's see what we got here. Turn on some music. All right. Get this sent out. Today's going to be a good day. Good day, baby. Good and beautiful day. Let's make sure we got all of our friends in here. All right. We're getting a lot of scammers in that Discord. What the hell? Beware of scammers. All right, here we go, guys. We are live, baby. Feels good. It feels so good to be live. We get a lot going on today. The initial jobless claims just came out. It came out hotter than expected. Hotter than expected is a good sign for the overall market because when that data gets dropped, let's look at the S&P 500. Bada bing, bada boom. When we get hotter than expected job, that shows that less people are going to have a job, less people are spending that money, and that also means that less people are going to be creating that inflation. Let me go ahead and bring up my analytics here for this channel to make sure I can keep up with everybody. There we go. There it is. We already got 5 of you in here. We just started. We just got started, baby. That's a beautiful thing. Let's get a poll. What should the poll be? I think we should do a GME question here because I do think if we get this break and a hold above that 32, which we're sitting at 31.78 right now for GME, but if we can get a break and a hold higher for GME, I have a feeling this thing can really get to a ripping. But as I noted yesterday, 32 is an area of resistance, so we need to be very careful. So let's ask in the poll, will GME rip tater chip today? Question mark. To the moon or break down at 32. We can add an option here just here for the chin. No, which should be the extra question. Let's say just here for the analysis. There we go. All right. What's going on, guys? It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a great morning. The job analysis, the initial jobless claims, not job analysis, came in. Right here it is, right in front of your face right here. The forecasted was 220. The actual was 229. That's showing that more people are actually filing for unemployment, which will show that there is economic contraction, which that is what old Papa Powell wants to see. He wants to see economic contraction, so that way we can see the overall inflationary coming down. We want to see inflation come down, and if we have a lot of people spending that money, a lot of people will be hurting because inflation will continue to rise. So keep that in mind. We're going to get this posted out here, and if you guys have anybody you want to post this to get this live out to more viewers, to get our community growing even faster than it already is, guys, it's absolutely amazing to see everybody coming together and everybody helping everybody out. This community is growing so fast. I have this Beautiful morning today. I figured I'm going to be alone today. I might as well join the community. Come on out here and chat with everybody. Say hello. So we're getting this posted here. Let's throw it out to a couple more people. And if you guys have any questions, just throw them up in the chat. Anything that you're watching. I got a huge watch list today. I got quite a few that I'm currently in right now. We can also go over all of that. My account is Rip Tater Chip to the north side, holding NVDL, RSKD, ASTS. I think I'm going to get rid of Fannie Mae today after holding that for weeks. Only 400 shares in that, though. So things are looking really, really good. And let's see. Let's throw this out. Let's go ahead and do all that. And bam, we're not going to be bothered with anything else. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a great day. It is 8:39 a.m. and I have a feeling that we are going to have a very, very volatile day with the S&P 500 reaching the new all-time highs yesterday. I'm expecting a little bit of a pullback, maybe even a retest of that break of that 532. But you never know what's going to happen with this overall market. But I would love to see this thing continue higher. We already got one vote in the chat on that breakdown at 32. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting that breakdown on GME at that $32 area. It looks like it is starting to break down, but this is also pre-market. Once it breaks above that 32, and now it's more of that $33 area, but once it breaks above that area, maybe during the actual hours of the market, I think it has potential to go straight up to 50. I really do think. I think GME can go straight up to 50. So we'll see what happens there. It's not buy or sell recommendations, of course. WULF is on the watch list today. If we start to break out on Bitcoin, so here's Bitcoin for you. If Bitcoin starts to break out again today and we can get above this area of its previous high, I really think the area that we want to see is that 7,500. If it gets above that 7,500, I think this thing is going to have another humongous run. A humongous run. My prediction for Bitcoin this year, and of course, it's a prediction. It's a crystal ball prediction, right? I don't really know, but I'm saying 100,000, right? Because that's a psychological area. I do think that this thing can get up to that 100,000. Who do we got in chat? We got Dan Bob Dan, the best moderator alive. Are you in here yet, Dan Bob? Give me a shout. Let me know that you are here. We're going to have a nice long show today. I'm using this show not only for you, but for me to stay focused. I want to stay focused today. I want to make sure that we stay extra focused today. It's definitely needed with Bitcoin where it's at, with GME where it's at, and with all the stocks that I'm in. You know, we got NVIDIA well up to new all-time highs. It gapped up this morning. That was a beautiful gap up. Let me make sure you can't see my account here. Yeah, beautiful gap up on NVDL, RSKD. We got in the not pre-market. We got in previous day. Covey and I did. This thing just gapped up. Let's see, what are we up on this now? Well, it says we're only up $325, but I think at market open at $6.58, it's roughly around $450. So that's going to be nice. But yeah, GME, guys, I really think if we can break out of that area, it's going to be beautiful. But we'll see, because I know that there's a heavy amount of resistance at that 32. Because if we look at this daily chart, this is what I do. I look at this daily chart and I pull right at the anchored VWAP. And if we mark this out right here, 32.55 was the area of most volume traded. So the average volume in the most volume traded most recently is going to be that 32.55-ish area. So now, you know, we could round it up. We could say the psychological area of 33 even, but I seen it at roughly 32. Okay, so that's why the poll has it at 32. So then if we go in on the 5-minute, and we look at this, you can see right where I drew that out on this, the most area of volume. Now, you see me do it on the daily. Now we're coming in here. Look right where that is at. That is right where that resistance is at. So it's bouncing right off that area, okay? So personally, I think this would be a great time to short, but that's not buy or sell recommendations. I'm expecting this thing to hold. Why? Well, if we look at this thing on the hourly, you can see that this has a nice uptrend to it. Okay, even if we zoom out even further and we look at it on this time frame, you can see that GME has this nice and easy, this gradual uptrend like this. Okay, so we can see that if we do break down and we hold this area at 2750, it can still build, it can still get tight, and it still has the chance to break out. And then if it does, the next area of resistance is going to be this $50 area, because look, I'm looking at the highest traded volume previous to this. Good morning, Jimmy. Here but daily chores. All right, I like to see that, Dan. Bob Dan. Jimmy, it's good to see you, man. Good morning. Glad you're here. Make sure you guys vote on that poll. I'm curious what you guys think about the GME sensation that's rising to the top. But remember, this channel is not all about GME. We're just using this as a platform because I do think it has an opportunity to rise to $50, and it might be able to do that. So right here is the next area of inflection. So look at this. We'll maximize this sell. This is all the way up here at 52.32. So I say 50 because it's a psychological area, but we're going to mark this out so we know exactly where this is. I think when we get up to this area, that's going to be the sell area. We're going to want to sell before that 50. Okay, so that's just my thoughts. They're not yours, so just keep that in mind. And right now, you know, we can see it's getting tighter. I think this probably needs one more day, or maybe if it sells off today and then comes back up on volume and breaks through. But I think a couple more days is needed for GME to help build all of that area up. Okay, so awesome. Yep, B Stewie's in the chat. B Stewie in the chat, dog. So sounds good, sounds great. Got a monster. Can you guys hear the music? Jimmy, can you hear the music okay? I'm gonna try something a little different where I'm not chatting up a storm. I want to make sure you guys get your fair chance. Nice and easy. Yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on that Bitcoin up here. We can actually bring up Bitcoin. I got Bitcoin up on the trader view. We want to keep a very close eye on Bitcoin. I have the daily up here. Look at that RS rating on Bitcoin. Absolutely beautiful. You know, 96 RS rating on a coin that people were talking so much trash about. Bitcoin could definitely be our future, and people are putting their money where their mouth is on this. So it looks really, really good. I do like Bitcoin, so we are looking at a few miners when it comes to Bitcoin. The miners that we're looking at is IREN. This is a clean energy Bitcoin miner. If you guys aren't aware of it, clean energy is on the rise. If we look at FSLR is on the rise. We also have ENPH, Enphase Energy, which is a clean energy that's also on the rise. We also have the Bitcoin. You know, the Bitcoin is very popular right now. So if we pair Bitcoin and clean energy together, you have IREN and WULF. So IREN is a Bitcoin miner that you can use to extrapolate even more money, because when Bitcoin runs, IREN runs, and it's a much faster mover. It moves 10.9%. So if you're trying to make a lot of money on a smaller account, this is one of the best ways to do it. And then we also have WULF, which was brought up to a gentleman in our community, John Hammer. Appreciate you, brother. This is also a clean energy Bitcoin miner. Why do I love this one so much? Look at this amazing trend break. And if you guys aren't aware of it, we teach trend break strategies. We teach the base breakout strategies. It's all for free. It's in the Discord. All you gotta do is join up. You got the videos in my YouTube channel. It's all for absolutely nothing. Chicks for free. WULF has this beautiful trend break, and it did it on volume. So if we look at the 5-minute, we can see it's got a lot of volume coming in the past 2 days. It even did a nice retest this morning. So if Bitcoin, which we are watching, here's Bitcoin, if Bitcoin gets to rip tater chipping today, you better believe I'm going to be grabbing a little piece of WULF or IREN. And when I say a little piece, I mean I'm going to probably sell quite a few of my stocks. I'm going to probably sell the stocks that are not making me any money right now, which is only one stock, that's FSLR, and the stock that's not making me enough money fast enough, and that's FNMAS. Okay, I took this beautiful trend break, same trend break as on Wolf, WULF, which is a Bitcoin miner. This is just a mortgage company, and it's pretty shit. You know, it's an OTC. It's supposed to be a fast mover at 3.5%, but I only grabbed 400 shares of this, so I'm only up, you know, let's see what I'm up. I'm only up $272 in this, right? So because I did not acquire enough shares, just get rid of this thing and then search for something faster like WULF, because right now my purchasing power is very low because I am maxed out on NVDL. We are in RSKD, ASTS, FNMAS. Of course, I'm holding some long-term VOO and VTI, but we also have First Solar, which did not, I mean, I got in at the right time, but it's pulling back. It's not doing what I expected it to. So I'm just using this low of its previous day to get me out of this stock if it has a faster pullback. And then of course I'm in ANF, Abercrombie and Fitch. What are we up on that? 83 bucks. So I just entered this yesterday on this trend breakout. So we'll see what happens with all that. But good morning, B Stewie. It's good to see you. Good to see you. B Stewie, can you hear the music just fine? Or does it need turned up? Turned down for what? Let's take a little peek-see at GME here. We're going to keep a real close eye on GME today, guys. GME and Bitcoin. I really think those are the leaders. I think those are going to be the runners. So we'll see what happens. Oh yeah. Oh, it's going to be a good day. Sounds good? Okay, good. Let me know if anything's ever too loud. So we got WULF. I mean, I can't not look at this thing. It's absolutely beautiful. What do we got on the gapper scanners? We have VRAX. That's gapping up. That's pretty crazy looking. VNDA. That's also looking pretty crazy this morning. And BNRG also looking pretty crazy. But like I said, guys, our main watches are going to be Bitcoin and GME, because if GME can get to breaking above this 33, now this $33 area, I really think it has an opportunity to make it all the way up to 50. I really think 50 is going to be the area that it can get up to, more like 52. But if I'm in this at 32, I'm going to be exiting by the time we get up to 50. Okay, I'm not a buy and hold kind of guy when it comes to these very volatile stocks, but or anything. I don't really buy anything for the longer hold. I'm buying for a swing trade, right? I'm buying to get in, and I'm going to get in and then let this thing kind of ride until I see the momentum loss, right? Once we lose momentum, like NVDL, right? We got in this after the gap up and we played the momentum. Where's my stop? Well, break of the 10-day moving average, because when it breaks that 10-day moving average, that's going to show me. Thank you, Predator. Appreciate that, brother. When we see a break of that 10-day moving average in NVDL, that's going to show me the momentum is slowing. That doesn't mean NVDL, which is, by the way, NVDL is NVDA. It's just, it moves the same. It's just cheaper to buy, okay? So if NVDA continues to hold that 10-day moving average, that means it's a momentum stock. If it breaks down the 10-day, I want to be out because it's lost its momentum. That doesn't mean it can't continue higher. That just means my momentum or my play in that specific trade is done for. All right. Let me see if I can get this door open and get some better lighting so I don't look so damn orange. Let's see if this is better. Turn this off. I hope that lighting's better. That looks a little cleaner. I don't look like an Oompa Loompa, bro. I want to look more like Charlie in the chocolate factory with all this sweetness, baby. Not an Oompa Loompa. I know you guys give me so much crap for my lighting. At least this is a little better. I'm right next to a door and an open window. I can see the outside. It looks absolutely beautiful today. What are you guys watching? You guys are probably watching the same thing I am since we went through all this, but we can go through my watch list really quick. We're just going to keep an eye on a little bit of everything. Things are looking really, really good for me right now in the overall account. But of course, we're going to be watching GME today. I think if it doesn't break out today, I think it has a possibility of breaking out within the next couple of days. If not, we'll see, you know, if 32 breaks down. But yeah, I think it has an opportunity to run. That doesn't mean you need to buy and hold blindly. That just means that we have a very good opportunity to run. So I think it's very opportunist of you to keep an eye on that $32, $33 area. Okay, of course, Wolf running with that Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin gets to running today, I think Wolf is going to be an absolute monster off of there, as well as IREN, which do I not have that on my? Oh yeah, I do. It's just at the top. I'll bring this down here. So this is IREN, guys. IREN. This was the same Wolf breakout. Like if we look down here, this is that same exact trend that we have on Wolf right now. So Wolf is a bit of a lagger, okay? But I still think it has a very big opportunity to run, just like IREN did. It is the same thing as IREN. It is a Bitcoin miner. It's a clean energy Bitcoin miner, okay? So keep that in mind as well. NVAX volume, yeah, NVAX is rip tater chip. We're gonna get to NVAX, and we can bring it up right now, actually, Jimmy, since you brought it up. So I was in a doctor's appointment, guys. Excuses, right? We had this beautiful daily downtrend I pointed out for you guys on Sunday. And of course, Monday, doctor's appointment, this thing started ripping. Bisu, yeah, we'll go over GME's earnings for sure. NVAX, it took off, it broke out. I didn't get in it. A couple of my homeboys did. You guys are awesome in the community. I'm so happy. You know, there's nothing worse than missing your play, but when you have the community holding on to that play and they are playing that play and they're doing an amazing job with it, it makes it worth it, right? I could care less that I'm in it now as long as some of you guys are still holding this NVAX. So yeah, NVAX volume is doing exactly what you want to see a momentum leader do. This thing is just ripping. Well, we can't call it a leader, but it is a momentum trade, right? This is a beautiful Christian Quilamagi type setup. You get a big boost of volume here. It pulls back. It follows the 10-day moving average. It gets tight. It breaks out. You buy after 3 to 5 days. You sell half, or you sell half after 1 to 3R. However you want to trade it, it's very discretional. And then after that, you're waiting for it to break this 10-day moving average or break even, whichever comes first. In this case, it's going to be the 10-day moving average. So you were asking about the GME. So the earnings, it looks like, comes out on 6/11 after market. All right, 6/11 after market. So that is, what day does that fall on? We can bring up the calendar here. Let's bring up the calendar. The TV app says June 11th. That's weird. I'll bring it up on that, but I'm showing 6/11, and that's going to be next Tuesday. Is going to be the earnings for GME. All right. So we can look up the TraderView app too. I got that right here for you. We're keeping an eye on Bitcoin on the TraderView app. But if we look at GME, you can see the earnings says it's June 11th, which is very, very odd. I've had some issues with this on their earnings. So it does say June 11th. So guys, you know what I'm going to have to do? We're going to have to do a little YouTube search since we're getting mixed. When is GME earnings? So it says 6/11. So it looks like Google is telling me 6/11. My Think or Swim is telling me 6/11. and then we have TraderView saying we're gonna go with Thinkorswim, guys. So 6/11/2024, which lands on a Tuesday. That is what we're gonna go with. So keep that in mind when it comes to that. But thank you guys for looking that up for me. But yeah, I think GME. I'm not too worried about their. I don't even think earnings is really going to move this stock. What's going to move this stock is all the retail traders jumping in here because Roaring Kitty and everything that he has said about this stock. So, what do you guys think is going to happen? Personally, with with all the popularity and everything that's in it and it getting around to everybody, I think we can say chicken dinner right here. We can say time to eat. But no, in all honesty, guys, this GME play, I really think that this GME play is going to be one of those things where if it breaks key levels, you're going to see many traders getting into this thing. Many traders getting into this thing because if it breaks these key levels, why not? Why wouldn't you? We've seen it run before, right? But it keeps running into its previous areas of resistance. Those previous areas of resistance are going to come into play. They just will, okay? And it's going to come back down just like you've seen here. I think when it gets back up to that $50 area, that's going to be a key area of resistance, and it's going to come back down and then start building again. Okay, so I think that it can run, but you need to understand, guys. You need to understand that this still has a lot of overhead resistance. Okay, so I do like GME. We need to bring Bitcoin back up on our TraderView platform, and if you guys are interested in TraderView, of course, we have a link in the. Oh, I didn't put the link in the description. Ooh, that sucks. We need to start plugging the TraderView link in the comments. Dan, Bob, when you get time, when you're done with your chores, brother, make sure whenever I bring up TraderView, if you would be so kind, going into the resource section, taking that link from the resource section, and then popping it into the chat for the live stream, please. Let's bring Bitcoin back up here. We want to make sure we got the Bitcoin on here because I really want to see this thing get to moving. So we'll keep an eye on Bitcoin, but back to the watch list. So WULFIREN. Look at this. Wolf is just sitting right there. We got about 30 more minutes until market open. A part of me just wants to grab a piece of this. Look at this. Oh, it's sitting right up there, guys. Why is this such a key level? Well, look at the previous high on this. If we mark this out, look at this. It's getting right above that. Let's just do the math here. This should be pretty simple math, but I want to do it in front of you. So if I want to use previous day's low, which is $2.50, and I want to buy this breakout here at 281, I would do $2.81. I would subtract it from the previous low, which is $2.50, and that is going to give us a price of 31 cents. So if we take that 31 cents and we multiply that by, let's say, 1,000, we're going to get $310. Is it worth me risking $310? No, but maybe 150. So let's just take 500 shares on this. We'll take 500 shares. We're going to see how it acts at market open first. And if we see volatility coming in, just like we did in the past 2 days, I think I'll be happy to take that. But I would like to see it kind of pulling back here now at this previous high, pull back. But I think it's going to be all due into what Bitcoin does here at this same area, because you can see Bitcoin trading at 71,720. This is going to be a key level to break. If it breaks and it breaks on volume, I think Bitcoin is really going to run, and then you're obviously going to see the miners run with it, okay? Another one I had on my watch list was MNY. This is a penny stock, OTC. You got to be really careful with these. These come with much inherent risk with all of these, so we need to really be careful with that as well. I will have a lot of alerts coming up when the 930 drops, and you'll hear me say this more than once. What happened to NEO? What's up, man-o? What's going on, brother? So NEO is a shit stock. I've been telling you guys that from the start. So what happened to NEO? The same thing that's been happening to NEO. First off, it had earnings. Of course, the earnings came out and they failed their earnings, okay? NEO's not just a victim of tariffs either, though. NEO is just a technical trading nightmare. I mean, ever since it hit these highs with the hype, this hype, I can tell you this hype was with the Tesla hype and I can't think of the name, the other one that was all hyped up that didn't even have a product yet. But NEO, look at this downtrend. I mean, when you look at a downtrend like this, you can't expect it to really get going, right? Every time it gets going, it runs into this trend line or the 200-day moving average, or it has earnings and it just sells off, guys. So like when you're looking at stocks like this, you don't want to look at NEO. You don't want to be watching this. If you're going to watch NEO, the first thing that you need to watch is Tesla. How's Tesla doing? Well, if we look at Tesla on the daily, it's also on a downtrend. Tesla's the leader in this market. So if you're going to look at NEO, you got to look at the leader first, then look at NEO, and look, they look pretty much the same. But because NEO doesn't even have proof of concept, right? I mean, sure, we could argue about it, but it's nothing like the leader Tesla. So unless Tesla gets going, the leader gets going, you're not going to see these laggers get going either. So NEO had earnings. They did not beat their earnings. As a matter of fact, they failed their earnings, and now it's heading lower. So no surprise there, guys. But if you're going to look at a lagger, you need to look at a leader, and the leader is Tesla. Tesla has been building this basing area up on this 50-day moving average for, it looks like 6 months now, okay? Ever since its earnings. So 423, it's 6.6 now, guys. All right, so this Tesla does look like it's getting ready to start rip-roaring here. I mean, I really like the way this is starting to look. Actually, let me zoom out on the hourly. My issue is that it's a slower mover. It's 3.5%. I'm looking to make my money a little bit faster, plus with the stock being at $174. I'm trying to save my buying power right now because I've got like it shows $61,000 I have out there vested in stocks, and I really am trying to save a little bit more money so I can have more PP or purchasing power. You know, I want a large PP. I want a large purchasing power, right? So keep that in mind. So if we look at let's go back to GME. We're going to keep a very close eye on GME today, guys. Even if it doesn't take off today, we're going to start really watching this movement, because if it keeps bonking its head on this $32, $33 area, I really think that this thing can break through and head all the way up to 50. I think this thing can head up to $50. What it's going to do after that, I don't know, but I know that's where the next area of resistance is around that $52. So I would love to see it start to take it off. But our main watch is GME and Bitcoin. So let's keep moving through this. We have SOUN, by the way. I did not bring this up last night. This was actually brought to my attention by your boy Danny. Danny's in the community. I hope he's in the chat. But this had a nice trend breakout. It's not really breaking out, but it broke from its downtrend. Now it's creating these new lower highs. We have two new lower highs. So if it can break above this $5.01, I would be looking at taking this for a long, because we know it had some amazing news that made it an episodic pivot. Mama, what's up, Mama? It's good to see you in the chat. Oh, I hope you're having a great day, Mom. What time? I know you're going live too. What time are you going live today, Mama? You doing some preaching this morning? Talk to me. B. Stewie says, I wish I had a big purchasing power as well. Absolutely, B. Stewie. I think every gentleman wishes they had big purchasing power. It's always a good thing to have. VITL, let's take a look at VITL. Yes, look at this beautiful stock. This thing is continuing to rip tater chip. I have it marked out all the way down here. Why do I have it marked out here? Well, because when we were seeing leaders in the market like this, you can mark out these base breakouts. If we look at this, and if I maximize the sell, you can see this right here is a base breakout. I'll just mark it out in red so you guys can see it. This is a basing breakout, and you can see it broke out right here. And if you would have just bought a few shares right there in the green and then held on until it closed below the 10-day moving average, you would be up a humongous amount. Now, I don't play the earnings, okay? So, you know, there is that, right? I would have been out before earnings. Some of you guys are crazy cats that like to play earnings. So, yeah. I don't play earnings, guys. That's a gamble. I just don't do it. I don't do it. Can't do it. Can't stop me. Can't force me in a trade. Because you never know what's going to happen. Ooh, motivation. Dan Bob's got the motivation of the day. Let's see what we got here. So he says, the key to success is focus on goals, not obstacles. Let's take a look at this in the chat, guys. The key to success is to focus on goals, not obstacles. That's a really, really good piece of motivation. And Dan Bob always is posting a piece of motivation every single day in our Discord. If you're not a part of that Discord, you can join for absolutely free. Dan Bob will post that in the chat for you in just a second. So Dan Bob, I appreciate the motivation, man. That's nothing but love. You are awesome for posting that. He's always got some really good quotes. Zig Ziglar, he was posting from. The one that I was really inspired by the other day, Dan Bob, was fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. I really, really like that one because it's so true. People have fear of doing things, fear of talking to a girl, fear of taking their trade even though they know they've back tested it, fear of trying to go to a tournament because they have a fear of losing, right? A fear of rejection. They have all these fears. Well, I'm here to say right now, you are only here on this earth for 100 stinking years at the absolute max, and within another 2 generations, your great-great-grandchildren aren't even gonna know your damn name. So why not give it a shot, okay? Who cares what people think? Who cares what's going on in this world? Dan, you're getting me motivated, brother. You're getting me motivated, I love it. But it is so true. Fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. So back to the stock market. VITL is still ripping, making new all-time highs for the day. Let's take a look at it right now. In the pre-market, it's up to 45.30. So yeah, Vital Farms, Dan Bob, I know you've been watching this for quite some time. It's absolutely ripping. Bitcoin is chilling at $71,080 right now, and of course, we're going to keep our close eye on GME. We have a poll. If you guys want to look at my screen really quick, I voted on this poll. I'm not going to tell you what I voted. I'm not going to tell you, okay? But I would like you to vote on the poll too. And while you're here, smash that like button for me. Hit that subscribe if you aren't already. Guys, I know some of you have an issue with me bringing up the like and the subscribe button, but this is the way the community grows. This is the only thing I try to sell you on, and it doesn't cost a damn thing. I ask for your patience, I ask for your time, and I ask for a like and a subscribe. That's it. That's it. And if you do that, well, that's all it takes. It's like ripping a Band-Aid off. It only takes me a second, and it only takes you a second too. I want you to be here for me, just like I am here for you. Each and every single day, whether it's in the Discord at 9 p.m., or we go live, or we do the back testing, we read the books, we do it all here, baby, for you. We even bring you the data, which, by the way, the economic calendar came out. Bam, here it is. We have the forecasted on the initial jobless claims came out at 220 today. The actual was 229, which is showing a higher percentage of people, or actually not a percentage, but a higher amount of people that are actually filing for that, help me, unemployment, the unemployment insurance. When more people are filing for unemployment, it shows that less people are working, which shows that inflation is due to come down. What happens when sticky inflation starts to come down? Your old Papa Powell, the FED, the Fed, they decide, hey, those Fed rate stays are doing their job and we can start cutting sooner. So what can we do to see if they might be cutting sooner? Well, I like the CME Fed tool. Now, everything I show you guys on this is absolutely free, okay? Everything that I bring up is absolutely free. You can do this yourself. I want you to be a I want you guys to be able to do everything on your own, because the better that you can do this on your own, the more self-sufficient you're gonna be, and then you can help the rest of the community. If we have a community of sharks, then we're gonna take out the minnows. We're sick of being minnows. We wanna make the big money, right? June 27th, it looks like we have another rate stay. So on June 12th, when they go over, in which I will be doing it absolutely live, we will always be live when we are showing the Fed, when the Fed comes out and they're talking about the rate hikes, the rate stays, or the rate decision will be live. So June 12th, make sure you put that on your calendars. But it looks like it's going to be a boring one because we already know it's going to be a stay. I told you back in May we are to stay. Now in June, it looks like we are going to stay as well. Now in July, there's a bit of a contingency here. We can see we actually have a chance of lowering a 1/4 of a point. If it lowers a 1/4 of a point, you can believe that the market is going to start ripping. When the Fed starts to cut those rates, if you're not aware of it, but when the Fed starts to cut those rates, it's easier for everyone to borrow money. When people borrow money, there is more spending in the market. There is more speculative action on the market, and the market usually tends to head higher. And then of course in September, you can see we have a 57.3% now, which is much, much higher than before. This is an amazing piece of news, guys. Okay, in September, we had a 50-50 chance of it being a 1/4 of a rate cut or a rate stay. Now we are more likely to cut rates in September. And I've been telling you guys this from the start. I do believe we're going to cut in September for multiple reasons. Okay, with the election year coming up, a lot of times they want to cut, right? With the 57.3, it was showing 50-50 at the time. Well, now we actually have a 10% chance that we will be down a 1/2 of a basis point by then. So keep that in mind, guys. This looks absolutely amazing. So keep in mind with that Fed rate tool, utilize that. Utilize that Fed rate tool if you're not already. Yes, go hard or go home, Manny says. I like that. Mano, my boy Mano's in the chat. Good to see you, man. Dan Bob says, please like and subscribe. You know what? Why don't we? Why don't we? All right, let's keep on keeping on, guys. We need to make sure I get through this watch list. So we got GME obviously on the watch list. It's just chilling at 31.46. We have WULF. Of course, if this thing breaks this all-time high or starts to show me a trend or a base breakout within this area, I want to be buying. The closer towards that previous low, the better off it's going to be for me because I can get a lot more shares. If I don't have enough purchasing power when it comes to that, I will be selling off some of the stocks I'm in. We can go over when I'm in very, very soon. We also have IREN. I know that a lot of us have been playing IREN. This is a beautiful, beautiful trend breakout. You guys know I love to play those trend breakouts. It's still doing very, very well. With Bitcoin sitting at 71.63, I think we have an amazing chance for IREN to continue. If Bitcoin wants to continue, right? It's all based around Bitcoin. We also have SOUN. I'm keeping a very close eye on this because it already has broken its trend. And now if it can break this base that it has at 5.1, I think this can be a big mover. We also have ENPH. Now ENPH is not looking so well. It's right here at an area of resistance. So I am expecting a pullback, but I do want to just keep a close eye on this because if it starts to break out, I think it's going to run with, First Solar, so FSLR, which I do have some shares in FSLR, but it's not doing so hot. I might end up closing out of this position today, so that way I have more purchasing power for better stocks. It looks like, let's see, what am I know I'm down on this stock. Yeah, we're down about $100 on this trade, which is chump change compared to what I'm up today, but it doesn't matter. Even if you're only down, 10 cents. Okay, we don't want to be in stocks that are not in play. This is in play, but I'm looking for the momentum. I'm looking to be in at the momentum. So I'm not a buy and hold, I'm a buy and momentum trader. Okay, so if this thing does not carry on, I will be out of it. So ENPH, that's one to watch, but it's going to run with FSLR. ENPH, in my opinion, is the laggard, and FSLR is going to be your leader. We also have WIX, guys. If you guys remember, WIX had this beautiful breakout on earnings. It created this trend, and where the hell were you guys at? I mean, I didn't have this thing. I did not have this thing alerted. This would have been an absolute beautiful, beautiful one because the earnings had a very big surprise. Some might say this was an EP. I don't think that it was. It broke up higher, it pulled back, it followed the 10-day moving average and broke on this trend. When it broke on that trend, It did it on higher volume, not a ton higher volume, but much higher than average volume, okay? And then this thing continued to go higher. So it's really nice to see. It's really nice to see this thing heading higher. Now it's back at the all-time highs. I don't feel like it's gonna break out here. I feel like there's a lot of stocks out there that are gonna pull back, but Wix is on my watch list to see what is going to happen in this area. SMTC had a gap up on earnings today. The gap up was, I don't really remember. I think this is 10.19%. Okay, so it gapped up 10.19%. It's just over all of its area of all this area here. This is not considered an episodic pivot because it had a 2-month run up here. It ran up for 2 months and then just traded sideways until earnings. So this isn't a surprise. So it's not an episodic pivot, but it might be one that it's going to have continuation or earnings continuation drift. Okay. SG is on the watch list. I can't play it here just because it ripped so high. I'm expecting a pullback. It's too high from the 10-day moving average, but it was a nice breakout here on SG yesterday. It shook me out way back here, but this thing is just holding very, very well. I am holding RSKD. This is my biggest payout today. I think it shows 350, but I'm up about 450 on it right now. I'm also watching PAAS. I'm looking to try and short this. PAAS or POS, if you will. This is silver. You guys have known I've been very, very bearish on the minerals like gold and silver, and now you can see it's starting to break down. Why? Well, my main reason why was because the average person, you know, if your grandfather and your mother and your best friend, the people that do not watch the stock market start asking you, hey, should I invest in gold? Should I start buying silver? You know, when they start asking you that, that's usually a sign of the top, right? So if you're here today, you're not one of those people because you're paying attention to the market. You're bettering yourself. You're keeping an eye on these things. Well, when it gets really volatile, this was the last breakout right here at 1931. It headed higher, and then it started to curl over. Now with big sell-offs on higher volume, I really do think we found a top here. And so, you know, I'm looking for good spots to short this thing, but it's got to be a juicy, juicy spot, okay? So let's keep that in mind. Let's see. And guys, we also have a Facebook group now. Dan, Bob, Dan, if you'll throw that up in the chat for me, Dan, Bob, give them the link. We also have a Facebook group now. We are a part of the Robinhood Stock Market Watch List, but we also have a new Facebook group out. And Dan, Bob, our best moderator alive, actually created this for us. He did an awesome job at it. It's very, very professional. Dan, Bob, I tip my hat to you, brother. So you guys can join that Facebook. It's obviously free, guys, and it just got started. So if you want to be one of the first in there, one of the OGs, you want to start commenting and bringing up what you think that you like in the market, please go ahead and feel free to do so. He just put that up in the chat right now. So if you aren't a part of that Facebook group, you're more than welcome to join it. Dan, Bob, I appreciate you throwing that in there. I'm going to shoot some love your way. Pow, 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 pow. Double clicking that love button. And while we're just on the topic, guys, go ahead and take a look at my screen right here. If you click on this, this is the link. You're more than welcome to do that. Smash that like button for me. And if you're not already, hit that subscribe button. We're going to refresh this page. We're up to 12 likes already. We just started this show. The market hasn't even opened yet. This is an absolute beautiful thing. Progression is what we love to see. Progression is what we thrive for. And I appreciate you guys being here for that. So, Mano, join, brother. That's what I'm talking about, Mano. Let's see. Wix is an Israel company, I believe. Everything over there is going on. Or would that be a catalyst for the stock? You know, that's a great question. So when you have issues in the Middle East, you know, it's probably not going to be a good sign for the stock. But I always say price action is king, okay? So if we do look at it, it'll say at the bottom, the company was founded by, and I can't even pronounce his name, Nadav Abraham and Gorio Kaplan in October 5th, 2006, and headquartered in Aviv, Israel, okay? So yes, that might be a concern for some. Now, if I didn't know that, and I just look at the technical analysis of Wix, okay, we can see that we had a trend breakout. Now, there's going to be more inherent risk because of the issues in the Middle East, but that doesn't mean we can't play it and use risk management because of that, right? So whether we have the inherent, and there's always going to be inherent risk with trading any stock. If there's not risk, then there's no Rory, right? You're not going to be driving that souped up vehicle, or in our case, that 69 Impala bubble top, right? We want that inherent risk so we can have that reward. So yes, there might be inherent risk, but while other people are sleeping on the stock because it's based out in Israel, you're taking a trend break strategy that has been back tested and taught by your boy, David Worrell. So if you play the technical patterns and use that inherent risk to either size in appropriately, that is when and that is how you are going to continue to make money even with inherent risk. So yeah, I think that's a great question. Let's go ahead and bounce back to GME. So GME looks like it's still just sliding underneath that $21 area. And I want to make sure that we're keeping an eye on Bitcoin over here, BTC. Why does this do this to me? BTC. There we go. All right. This is looking really good. Bitcoin's just trading sideways. We're just under that $71,000 area. We want to see a breakout over that $72,000 area today. If we can get a breakout over that $72,000 area, I think we're going to see minor stocks run like IREN, like WULF. I think we're going to see much more movement with these stocks in the Bitcoin miners, okay? So keep that in mind. Now let's keep moving through the watch list. You guys are more than... Mano, I don't know what you said, but Dan Bob had to get rid of it. What are you saying, man? What are you saying where you got to get stuff deleted, man? We don't want no spammers now, Mano. What are you doing, bro? All right, what do we got here? We got GME. We already went through that. And if you guys want me to take a look at anything, just let me know in the chat. But 9:30 is coming up quick. So let's keep in mind, we got Wix, SMTC had that gap up this morning. That's looking good. SG's looking good. We already went over a lot of these. We got USAU, which is kind of a shit ticker, but we're going to look at it. It is gold. And like I said, I am bearish on a lot of those. So if we can see USAU break down from this area, I think that's going to be a good sign for a short. So we'll see what happens there. We got 5 minutes till market open, guys. 5 minutes till market open. I'm pumped. I hope you guys are excited. I need to make sure GME, I have my alerts set on this so that way we are not taken by surprise here. Oh, it's gonna be a good day. I got my alert set on Wolf. I like this pullback on Wolf. It makes me pretty excited because now it's going to be cheaper or less risk, less inherent risk for me. So, oh no, Dan Bob had an oopsie. Mano, you can repost that message, brother. You can repost that message, man. Yeah, guys, we got 4 minutes till market open. 4 minutes till market open. I think today is going to be a beautiful day. Here is a little sip for me. I'm drinking Monster today. I said screw the coffee. We need some up and atom. So let's go. We're going to do an awesome job. We're going to make sure that we are live. Let's let everybody know. Be safe. Use risk management. And stay frosted. All right, guys. I'm excited. I think today's going to be an awesome day. We're going to see. I need to bring up what's on my current account. Let's see where we're at. NVDL still gapping up this morning. We're still sitting at 72.43 for NVDL, which is NVIDIA. Keep in mind that is NVIDIA. RSKD, it looks like we're still gapped up at that 648 area. We're going to see if it wants to continue to hold. ASTS, we're still up there. We're still holding. FNMAS, we're still heading higher, still holding the 10-day moving average. Of course, VOO and VTI, we need to keep an eye on First Solar because if that thing doesn't want to hold up for me, we're going to have to cut this today at some point. We also have ANF, which is the Abercrombie and Fitch, and we're going to keep an eye on that. We're still up $83 on that trade. So guys, we got 2 minutes, 28 seconds. If you haven't hit that like and that subscribe already, I don't know what the hell you are doing, but you need to do that, baby. So we're going to keep an eye on a little bit of everything. But our main watches today, our main watches are GME and Bitcoin. Okay, I'm going to have a lot of alerts coming off, so please keep in mind whatever I do or say is not a buy or sell recommendation. If anything, it is a watch. I could be wildly wrong, and I have been wrong before. You don't go this many years stock trading without being wrong, okay? A lot of the times I'm wrong more than I am right, but that's why we use risk management. So my risk is small, and my risk is small. I lose small, I win big. That is the main focus on all of that, okay? So we have the alerts set and they are up. You're probably gonna hear me talking a lot about a lot of different things, and I'm gonna be going a mile a minute. Manos, sorry, I didn't mean to spam you, just press some buttons. Oh, that's funny. No, you're good, bro. I don't think you were spamming. I think you were good. All right, guys, we got 1 minute. 1 minute till the market open. I hope that you guys are ready. I hope you watched the video that I posted last night. I hope you were in the Discord last night at 9 p.m. for the stock market briefing. I hope that you are well prepared and ready to take some names and kick some ass, guys. I know I am. I am pumped for today. I am pumped for today. So we're going to see what happens. We got less than 1 minute now. Let's do this. All right, here we go, guys. Bitcoin. Bitcoin, baby. Bitcoin's doing its thing. We're gonna see. We're gonna see if today's the day Bitcoin wants to rip tatered shit. All right. Here we go, guys. 10 seconds on my end. I think you guys have a small little bit of a lag because of the YouTube, but no big deal. All right, best of luck. Let's go. Market open, baby. Let's see what we got. USAU is going off. SMTC and MNY are all going off. So I do want to keep an eye on MNY. So I got 3 alerts going off. MNY does have a breakout at 208. If it's sitting at 219 and 208, that's going to be 11 cents. We'll take, I'm just going to take, well, let's see what the spread is, 5 cents. If it can get me in on this bid, I'll take it and run with it. We'll see what happens there. But I want to keep an eye on SRTS, just popped off too. This, let's take a look at this. So SRTS, that could be a really nice one as well. It's in the healthcare sector as well, so keep that one in mind, guys. Let me see here. SRTS, MNY, SMTC, and USAU. Oh, Wolf is going though. So I think this is going to be. I just got into Wolf. I'm going to set it and forget it. I'm going to go ahead and set my stop down here. Risking about $150, so it's nothing. It's really nothing crazy. I might add into this if Bitcoin starts to go, but Bitcoin is not going, so it's just kind of sitting there at that area. We have another alert going off, RSI again. So RSI is going off. We're going to see what happens there. So RSI is at that base breakout, and yesterday I said there was no volume coming in here. We got to wait for volume to come in here. It is at that new GME. Here we go. GME is sitting right up underneath that $32 area, so we need to keep a very close eye on this. If we get a lot of volume coming in this first thing this morning, I like to use the 5 minute. We might even have to zoom in on the 1 minute to see, but we're going to stick with the 5 minute. We're going to use the previous day's volume to see. It looks like it's wanting to get above that 33 area. I don't like taking things right at the market open because I do not think that this thing's going to hold this breakout, but it could. If it gets enough volume, it can break through this $33 area. I think it has a possibility of holding that area. I think what I'll do, if I have the purchasing power, which I do not, so I need to get some purchasing power. I tried to take a short there, just a very small short using that all-time high in order to short that, just because I think it's going to have a pullback, but we'll see. We're gonna give it some more time, and I think I might go through my watch list really quick while we're here and see what we're looking at. Oh, look at ANF, holy shnikes. A huge push up on ANF there. I'm holding this one 100 shares. This thing just went up $4 this morning. Just a huge rip and then a huge pullback, guys. That would have been amazing to get a piece out of there, but I missed to get a piece out of there. So let's hope that that volume that's coming in on ANF continues to push higher, and we just have algo traders coming in to try to sell this thing back down, because look at that rip. I would love to see that continue back up to those highs. That would have been up I would have been up $500 right there. So let's see if this thing wants to continue to rise on that volume. ASTS, it looks like that's also going higher, as I'm assuring you that the market must be climbing higher as well. It is not, it's actually doing a nice pullback. So that's why we are in those relative strong stocks. That's why we are in these leaders, because when the market starts to pull back, the leaders continue to either trade sideways or run. Now, FNMAS, it makes me want to get out of this because I need more purchasing power. So as long as I've held on to this, look at this breakout here, we got to go. We got to get rid of this. So we're going to go ahead and sell this at market. We're going to go ahead, take a $10 loss for selling at market, but I do not care. That was a nice $300 win on that. We need to go back to GME. Things are starting to get a little crazy. So GME, it looks like that would have been a decent short there. We could have taken a little piece off of that, but that's not the play that we're looking for, is it? What are we looking for? We're looking for the breakout play. I am bullish on Bitcoin or on GME, but we want to make sure that we take it at the right time. So we're going to come back to that and see what happens. WULF, I am in this stock. I did take that break of previous high. We're going to see if this wants to continue to move higher. Now we have CMG coming up on to the alert. Why? Well, it looks like it had a nice gap up, but we also have this downtrend here. So it must have broken above its downtrend, which looks to be about right there. And it does. It does break above that daily trend. So CMG is another very important one. This is Chipotle, guys. And if Chipotle is going to head higher, then you can believe SG is most likely to head higher. You can believe that a lot of your restaurant stocks are going to head higher. But that is not my focus today, and I need to stay focused. We need to stay focused on the Bitcoin, which looks like Bitcoin is over 71,000 now. We want to see it over 72,000. It's at 71,229. If it can get above that 72,000, here I'll just bring Bitcoin up for you so you can see. Now GME is back above. Let's go back to GME. This is going to be a crazy morning. But it looks like GME is also getting volume on this break. Let's see if I have enough purchasing power for 100 shares, and we do. We buy that at the market, and we're going to keep a very close eye on this, okay? So we are in GME at the break of that $33 area. We're going to give this time to work. We might give this the low of day to work to see if we can get this thing above that $50. I'm more than happy to give this that much room and risk around $200, because why? Well, if I'm expecting this thing to get to 50, let's do our risk management here. If I'm going to risk 21.27 for a $33 area, that's $227 I'm willing to risk. And if I'm expecting this to get all the way around that $50 area, you can see my risk to reward here is immense. Let's do 33 minus 50. It's gonna be around 27 just off the top of my head. So I'm looking for $2,700 if it can make up to 50. If not, and it wants to continue to break down and head down here and stop me out at the low of day, that's a-okay too. That was a risk I am willing to take on GME. So I'm going to be hands off of this. I have my stop set, 100 shares at this base, and if it breaks down, then so be it. But keep in mind, these aren't buy or sell recommendations. This is my choice. It's what I've decided to do. This is my trade. This is not yours. So keep that in mind. I am using risk management as well when I play this, and it's all out in the open for you to see. So if you enjoy that, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, because I am a real trader doing real things, and I am not hiding anything from you. I'm not like these damn gurus that are out there that only show you their big wins. I show you my losses as well. We are in Abercrombie & Fitch. We took this yesterday. This had a huge push up. I'd like to see continuation, but with the market starting to pull back now, it doesn't look like we're going to get that. Now, ASTS, it looks like this thing is still ripping. We're paying me about $87 today. We're up about $354 on the total trade. FSLR, it looks like it wants to stop me out today, but we're going to go ahead and continue to hold until it breaks previous day's low. I want to give it that room, because if we don't give it that room, and it starts to continue to head higher today, then I'm going to be a little grumpy about that. So GME is pulling back now. That's A-okay. We also have MNY. I'm going to have to get rid of MNY so I have the purchasing power for other things. We have about $62,000 at work right now, guys. Let's see what RSKD did. It looks like it's pulling back. We're still up about $250 or up another $175 on the day. Let's see where Wolf is at. Look at Wolf is taking off. We bought about 500 shares here at $2.89. Let me mark out where I bought that. $2.80. Right here is where we ended up buying Wolf. This is a clean energy Bitcoin miner, guys. So we're watching Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is trading at 71,285. So that's really, really nice to see. Yeah, big drop on NVAX. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. But that's why we take our profits as we go up. Look at WULF, guys. It's really nice to see WULF ripping right now. This is really nice to see as Bitcoin is trying to head higher. It's still a bit stagnant, just over 71,000 right now. So we want to see Bitcoin really start to get some legs and eggs right here and get above this area. If we look at Bitcoin, we just draw like a ray line off of this, you can see we're above that trend, right? We're above that trend, and of course we can manipulate this any which way we wanted to. I like to use the previous day so you can see a fake breakout. Is this another fake breakout? I don't know, but we're creating new lower highs on Bitcoin. So at 71.31, I'd like to see this thing really get to going, especially because we are in WULF and it is trading higher than average volume currently. So let's see if we can keep on keeping on with that. We head back to GME and we can see that it's back below that $33 area. But like I said, guys, I'm giving this room to work. I'm giving this room to work. All right, guys, this is going to be an absolutely beautiful day. I can already feel it. I can feel it in my loins. I can feel it in my plums. We're going to see what we have going on with NVDL as that continues to rise. Now, if you guys remember, I took NVIDIA on the earnings. After earnings, we decided to play this. We played that. After earnings. We played the opening range breakout. I took 200 shares on NVDL, which is a leverage ETF, 1.5% leverage ETF of NVIDIA. So it plays the same price action as NVIDIA. Now today we're up $80 on it, or this last eighth. Remember, guys, this is only an eighth. We're up close to $600 on this last piece. So that looks really, really good. RSKD is looking really, really good. We're up $250 on this trade, or $175 on the day. Johnny Rodriguez. Good morning. I wish I could roll my tongue a little. My son actually does it better. Rodriguez. What's going on, brother? Johnny, it's good to see you. Good morning. Glad you have joined. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe because we are doing it big, baby. We're doing it big, we're doing it real, and we're doing it live. Let's go. GME is now back above that $33 area. We are about break even on the trade right now. We're going to let this thing play. Like I said, I'm using today's low of day to give this thing plenty of room to trade. This is about $150 risk they have on this trade, which is a pretty decent amount of risk depending on what size account you have. Personally, this isn't like a crazy risk or anything for me. If I lose $150 today, I'm not going to sweat it. The wife's not going to beat me or make me do dishes. I mean, she might beat me. She might make me do dishes, but it's not because of this trade, okay? RSKD, we're going to see if it wants to hold this pump. Let's see if it can hold this pump. Why did we trade this? Well, it's a base breakout. We teach those base breakouts to you guys every single day in the Discord at 9:30 at night. We go over the base breakout trades. We go over the trend breakout trades. We have master classes on it in the Discord. If you guys want to check that out, just join our Discord. Let's see. Yeah, I like to watch the streamings. Yeah, baby. Johnny Rodriguez. Glad you're here, man. Glad you're here. And if you guys have any questions or any tickers you want to shout out, you're more than welcome to. I am very, very focused right now on what we have and what we are trading. But of course, our main watches today are GME and it is Bitcoin because I believe those are going to be our runners. Okay? Our runners. What is your low of day? I am chatting to some guys in the The Discord right now, he's asking what my stop loss is for WULF. So I'll tell him 2.80 buy, low of day stop, low of previous day actually, low of yesterday. All right, and WULF is ripping. We're up already $100 on this trade, so that's really nice to see. We're gonna see if we can get some continuation. That should mean that we have Bitcoin running as well. Let's take a look, and Bitcoin we're at 71,481. So as long as Bitcoin keeps on rip tater chipping to the north side, you better believe these Bitcoin miners are also going to run. So I know some of you are also in IREN. Let's take a look at IREN. Look at this, IREN, new all-time highs, just as we expected. It's like we know what the hell is gonna happen before it happens, but we didn't know Bitcoin was gonna run. We knew that the miners were going to run if Bitcoin was gonna run, and Bitcoin is running as of right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at GME. It looks like GME pulled back in, so we're just teetering around this area. We want to see what is going to actually happen, but that's why we have given it so much room. We know this is a very highly manipulated stock. We know that there is a lot of volatility to be had, but with higher and increased volume in this stock right now, I do think that this has a huge opportunity to run to the north side. That's why we're risking about $150 to make around $2,000. So that would be an awesome risk to Rari, okay? Let's take a look at NVDL. It looks like it's having a nice pullback, just as we would need. This thing is very extended on that 10-day moving average. If we want to continue to make money on NVDL, we can't have it going straight up, because you know what happens to stocks that go straight up. Have I checked MELI, M-E-L-I? I do know M-E-L-I, and I can tell you this. I don't actually. Actually, this is doing much better. So MELI is a slower mover. It only moves 2.4%. This thing is on a constant uptrend here. So if we measure off this uptrend, we can see it has this beautiful uptrend. It's above a rising 200-day moving average, and it might set up. You know, you have this base up top here. If it can get above here, that might be a nice base breakout. MSTR just went off, guys. So we need to head to MSTR. MSTR is breaking out. Why? Well, because Bitcoin is breaking out, okay? Let's not call it breaking out. Breaking away from that trend line. So MSTR is also heading higher as well with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is sitting at 71,470 right now. So you're going to see the miners, you're going to see everything that's in relation to this running as well. So yeah, back to MELI. Yes, MELI looks like it's constructive, but it is a slower mover. So it looks like it's trying to take off here a little bit. It is a very expensive stock as well, well over $1,500. So it's at 1,619. So yeah, MELI, it looks like it's doing very good. I think that's in your food industry, if I'm not mistaken. We know that food is doing really well. Back to GME though, we're about break even still on this trade. It's still just bouncing around this $33 area. If it can still continue to have volume and rip above this $33 area, we're going to see some continuation, and that would be beautiful. RSKD, it looks like RSKD was wanting to head higher now on some volume. Nothing too crazy, but I would be fine with it continue to come up slowly on volume. We're up about 50% right now on WULF. So if Bitcoin continues to rise, WULF will continue to rise. MSTR is starting to take off. Yeah, absolutely, Johnny Rodriguez. I'm glad to have you in here, buddy, and I'm glad to help you out in any way, shape, or form. So GME is looking good. IREN still broke those all-time highs, pulling back a little bit now. Let's look at PAAS. It looks like PAAS is having another run. It's hard for me to find a short in this area. SG is actually heading right back to those all-time highs again. We need to go check the market. Why am I neglecting to check the market? So the market made another new all-time high, guys. If you guys aren't aware of this, the S&P 500 is making new all-time highs. Wow, this is gonna be a great day. Now, will it pull back? I don't know. Is it gonna trade sideways? I don't know, but I'll tell you this, we are extended from a 10-day moving average, so I wouldn't be surprised to have a pullback. A pullback is kind of in the game plan, right? When you get extended from this 10-day moving average, sometimes you stay extended for a while and it continues to run. okay? But with the market where it's at, we would like to see some continuation, maybe some nice slow movement, some gradual moves to the upside. That would be absolutely beautiful, all right? I am getting paid right now, guys. We are up so far. Let's see how much we're up on the account so far. I'd like to take a little peeky gander myself, to be honest with you, and I like to do that on my phone. Let's see. We're up 1.63% so far today, so things are looking really, really good. That's what I like to see. You know, if we get 1% a day, it keeps the job away, right? 1%, that's all you need. 1% a day, the compound starts to reel in. Next thing you know, you're a millionaire. If I could get 1% each and every single day, that would be absolutely beautiful. So let's go back and let's run through. Let's see where GME is at. GME is breaking out. We're above that $33, guys. We're above that $33. And while GME is ripping, let's go ahead and take a look at my screen, please. Let's smash this like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let me refresh this page, see where we're at, and we'll come back to it. Yes, we have up to 13 likes. Let's get those numbers up, guys. Let's get those numbers up. We need more people watching. We need progression. We need bigger and better things, just like GME is on to bigger and better things, now up to 34, now breaking that $34 area. We're up about $100 on this trade. That's absolutely beautiful. That's what we want to see, and let's keep on keeping on with GME. This so far is being an absolute beautiful trade. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I'm doing it live for you. I'm trading for you live, guys. This is what we want to show you. We want to show you that there are real traders out there doing real things. We're in wolf still. It's having a beautiful pullback here. And why? Well, when Bitcoin goes up to 71,400, then pulls back 200 points, you're going to see the miners do the same thing. WUL made a new all-time recent high and almost broke that previous rip at $3. It came right up into that $3.08. So it's a psychological area too, now pulling back. We're still at $47 on this trade. Nothing to brag about here, but we are still doing very well. We're giving this plenty of room to work. We're going to see what WULF has in store as Bitcoin might continue to run today. So we're going to keep an eye on Bitcoin for you, of course, sitting at 71,275. We want to see this thing get above 72,000. I think that is the area that Bitcoin can't stop, won't stop. I really think that that is going to be the beautiful stock. Johnny Rodriguez says that stock is like Amazon, but it's in Mexico and South America. Thank you very much. I actually was not aware of MELI being a retail trade. So that's very good. You can add that to your internet retail. So that's going to be added to PDD, Amazon, Coupang, CPNG. So MELI, that's a fourth retail trader, and we know that those stocks are hot right now. Also, if you look at the, oh, we got another alert. So MEDP looks like it's going off right now. This is a long time downtrend basing breakout right here at 409.50. So I think 410 is going to be the biggest area for the breakout. We'll just remark this. I don't think I'm going to mess with these right now because I just have so many stocks right now, and to be honest, I have well over $60,000. I have very, very small purchasing power, so I just need to let my trades work. I can't allow me to get into anything else. But MEDP, this is in the medical sector. It's definitely one that we need to keep an eye on. So I'll just throw MEDP in here because I think that this thing could really break out. But our main watches are going to be Bitcoin and is going to be GME. Okay, so GME having a nice pullback, still above that $33 area. That's why we're giving it plenty of room to work. We want to give it plenty of room to work. MSTR, ooh, it looks like we're getting low connection here, guys. Ooh, bear with me. If this internet can't keep up with my trading, watch out now. We're gonna have to get some new internet. Yeah, it's not even letting me click on my tickers, so you guys can just bear with me. I hope everything's going nice and smooth for you. Dan Bob, give me a shout out in the chat. Is everything running smooth, I hope, for you guys? Let's see, Thinkorswim is out of memory. Oh, wow. Out of memory. I don't even know what the hell that means. It says that Thinkorswim is out of memory? Wow, I don't even know what that means. Maybe I should close out of some things. That's crazy. I got a really good PC too. At least I thought I did. So let's see, GME, we're gonna keep an eye on Wolf, obviously. Bitcoin, let's bring Bitcoin back up here. So we keep an eye on Bitcoin. Bitcoin at 71,338, so it's starting to climb back up there again. Very, very nice to see. We'll keep that on the daily. I see the likes, I see the loves in the chat. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are awesome, making me feel real good out here. Real good, real good, real good. 71,340 for Bitcoin. Let's look at the S&P 500. We always want to keep an eye on the S&P 500 because all tides rise sinking ships. I can't ever say that one right. All tides rise ships. Something like that. I had it written down somewhere because I just couldn't get it right. But what I'm saying is, as the water rises, it brings up all the ships. What's the water? S&P 500. What's the ships? The stocks. Okay? When the S&P 500 rises, the stocks will rise with it. Okay? I need to run through my current account to see where we're at. So ANF, let's see, we're up $148 or $231 on this trade so far. I have not exited any of this position because I think this is going to be a great runner. We are also in ASTS. We're up $286 on this trade, or $15 so far on the day. Let's see, did First Solar start to bounce back for me or not? And it did. This is why we use those low of days. We give them room to work so that way they can continue higher, because I'm still continuing this to be its momentum breakout as long as it holds this previous day. This is when I am wrong, when it breaks this area. So we're up about $12 on the trade, or down $66 total from yesterday on that trade. Let's take a look at GME as we're up $53 on that breakout. We are holding at 33.24. I can mark this out for you guys so every time I bring this up, you can see where I'm at. So right here is where I bought, 33.24, and we're using the low of day as the risk. So keep that in mind. We have our inherent risk of the low of day. NVDL, big pullback for NVIDIA. So that is finally nice to see. We knew this was going to happen at some point in time. Okay, so NVIDIA, big pullback here. Where is this going to stop? Now we're down $63 for the day so far, but on this last piece that we're holding, we're still up well over $400. We're at $440. I wouldn't mind seeing this thing come all the way back down to the 10-day moving average, to be very, very honest with you. Let people panic sell out. Let people get scared. Let the weak hands sell out of this, because I'm going to continue to hold mine until it closes below that 10-day moving average. I'm totally fine with the way this is working right now. This is why you need to have a process, because a normal person would see this, okay? A normal person would see this and they would panic sell. Oh shit, I bought the top. Let's get out of this stock. This is not doing things. No, not me. I have a process. We bought in way down here at $50. Okay, it's still up at $66.93. I'm still in this thing until it breaks below that $60 area, which is the 10-day moving average. So I still have plenty of room to work. I'm still up plenty of money in this account. Rodriguez wants to take a look at AMC. Well, let's take a look at AMC. AMC is not moving nearly as well with GME because AMC is highly diluted, and it looks like it's having a huge pullback down to $5. So it's not doing too well. But if we look at GME, let's see how it's also pulling back. We're below that $33 area. We're just teetering right around it. So we're going to see what happens with this overall ticker. Okay, so it's looking good, but not good enough. We want to see GME climb to 50, right? And it might not happen today. This might take 3, 4, or 5 days to do it. We might stop out today, and we might have to get in at a later time, but we're giving it room to work. We're going to see what happens. Now, back to Bitcoin, we're back up to 71,400. So you better believe Wolf and IREN are going to continue to run. We're up about $75 on this trade since this morning. Things are looking really, really good. Now, I do want to go back over, I want to go back over some of these stocks really quick. Let's see here. So we have MEDP that went off. That is still holding above its breakout area, but I don't see a ton of volume coming in for it, so it's nothing too crazy. Oh, we want to see CMG. So CMG, which is Chipotle. So Chipotle broke above this daily trend right here. It's nice to see that breaking out, but again, I'm not seeing a ton of volume coming in out of this, so it looks like it's pulling back. What else do we have? We had GME, we have already went over that. RSI, that's right. Let's take a look at RSI and see how that breakout's working out. So it broke out on the daily. It's starting to continue, and we're starting to see increased volume on this. Nothing too crazy here, but we are starting to see a little bit more volume coming in now for RSI. This is the base breakout here. I did not take it because I want to save some of that purchasing power. I'm already maxed out. I probably only got $7,000 left. We have about 60 something thousand dollars out there right now. $60,000 I'm using to trade, you know? $60,000 I'm trading with that's out in the market right now, and I want more money to trade with. But that's what it is. That's what the PP is. You want a big PP. You want big purchasing power, right? You want that big purchasing power, because if you don't have that big purchasing power, you miss out on more trades. But I am in many of the leaders. I'm in many of the stocks. What are the leaders? ANF is a true leader. How do we know that? Well, we can look at the RSI in ANF. What is the RSI in ANF? Well, let me tell you. The RSI in ANF is 97. We want to be in anything that's above 90. So Abercrombie & Fitch moving 4.7% in a day is a true leader in the market. So it's definitely one that I'm going to continue to hold as long as it continues to pay. Another one is ASTS. ASTS is absolutely amazing. It's still paying me. It's still showing proper price action. It's still holding this uptrend. It's still doing exactly what I want it to. And it's also still above my break-even point. I'm still holding 300 shares of that. First Solar looks like it's just trying to get back up to my break-even area, but we're giving this the rest of the day to move. GME looks like it had a big pullback here. Big pullback, but we're giving it plenty of room. We're gonna wait to see if it can hold that low of the day. NVDL, is it finding an area? No, NVDL and NVIDIA are also having major pullbacks today. So that's also gonna help bring that market down, since NVIDIA, if we look at the market watch, NVIDIA is the second biggest holding out there, right? So NVIDIA has a market cap of 2.9, that doesn't make sense. So it actually just went under Apple, just went back under Apple. So NVIDIA is the third largest, but as of yesterday, it actually just went above Apple. So which I thought was very interesting. So NVIDIA just still up there. But why I'm showing you this is because NVIDIA is going to move the market, okay? It's going to move the market. When you look at something like this, you have to understand that when NVIDIA is here, it's going to move this market, okay? Because it's so big, right? So if it's in the S&P 500, if NVIDIA pulls back, look at, it's going to drag the market down with it, okay? So that's exactly what NVDA is doing. It's having a major pullback, and the S&P 500 is pulling back with it. Dan Bob says, double your RAM to 64 Gs. No more issues. So I'll have to get some more RAM. I'll definitely have to look into that for sure and see if I can't do that myself. I'm actually working on a laptop, so that way I can take my trading computer everywhere. I have a lot of things I can delete on my computer as well, so maybe that'll help get rid of some of the background noise as well. Predator says, use the process on SISI, though it's slow, it's working to the process with the ticker. It's about the process, not the profit. It is about the process. I really do hope that you were taking that on the daily though, because if I remember correct, it was pretty extended on SISI. So we need to make sure when you're trading these things, it did have a pullback to that 10-day moving average. That looks good. You know, right now is when I'm actually starting to see a trend on this. So I would say, you know, it depends on how you want to play this, but you know, the trend breakout's really at 210, you know, so now it might be in play. But this thing is pretty extended to be getting in anywhere around this area. So a pullback, now it's actually creating a trend, and it might take off a little bit higher. It's above all moving averages, so it's looking good. Do keep in mind there is a heavy amount of resistance at 239. You can see the last time it got up to that 250 area, it sold off. So if it can get through there, it might have some continuation, but we don't want to give that too much attention because we are looking for leaders, high RSI stocks. We need to keep an eye on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin here, Bitcoin is pulling back $71,000.69 right now, as GME is also pulling back as well. So we're having a big pullback in the overall market. We're going to see what wants to hold up, what wants to break down. Let's take a look at Wolf. So Wolf is still holding out in this area. It's looking very, very nice as expected. We want to see what RSKD is doing. So this was the base breakout from yesterday. It's still just teetering around that 643 area. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. Looks like the S&P 500 is having a nice bit of a bounce here with NVDA. Let's see if it's actually having a bounce or if we're getting breath. Yes. So it looks like the S&P 500 is very, very contrastual to NVIDIA. Is that a word, or did I just make up contrastual? It's contrasted to NVIDIA, right? So it's contrastrial. Sounds like extraterrestrial. And that's probably where that word came from, outer space or in my own head. You know what I mean? Johnny Rodriguez says, thought NVIDIA is going to do a split. They are going to do a split. I keep forgetting when the split date is. NVIDIA split date. Let's take a look. So NVIDIA executes 10-for-1 split tomorrow. Yeah, so the 10-for-1 split, stock split after the market closes June 7th. So the split is tomorrow. And you can see maybe that's why people are selling out, fearing that split, fearing to see what that split's going to do. But one thing I do want to point out too, guys, is we have much increased volatility, okay? Very much increased volatility. That split is actually going to create a lot of volatility, especially the day after. So you can see on my chart here, you can see where the split is going to be taking place. 10-1, it's showing on my chart 6-10, but it's showing 10-for-1 split tomorrow on NVIDIA. Could read a little bit about this. NVIDIA will complete a 10-for-1 stock split after the market closes tomorrow. The split comes to the heels of a tremendous price appreciation. NVIDIA returned 205% during the past year and 580% during the last 3 years, with enthusiasm about artificial intelligence being the primary reason for those gains. What does the split mean for investors? Shareholders will get 9 additional shares for each share that they own. The stock will begin trading and split adjusted basis on Monday, June 10th. Importantly, the split will not impact the value of the company, nor will it change the investor's stake in the company. All right, so keep that in mind. The split will be on tomorrow, June 7th, but the adjusted basis will be on June 10th. So you're going to see the split. It's going to make it look like the market is heading higher, actually. It should make it look like it jumped up higher. So yes, the split's tomorrow, guys. Very anticipatory. It's going to be amazing. Amazing. It's going to be sweet. I'm excited for it. Probably end up covering it. So let's see. RSKD. So we got NVDL. Big pullback, which is NVIDIA. Big pullback here on higher volume. Big push up on even higher volume. So we're going to see what the fight there is going to do as Bitcoin trades just above 71,000. We're at 71,060. Looks like we're getting a pullback. We're going to see where it wants to land us. As WULF also is having that same pullback. I want to go through my stocks to see where everything's holding out, as ANF still is pulling back as well. So we had a beautiful euphoric morning this morning. A nice pullback is due. We're still up $64 on the day, or $150 on the stock. ASTS looks like it's trying to push. We're up $328 on that. FSLR, it looks like we're up $41 on the day, but we are down $41 on the trade. So we're going to see if this wants to continue higher for us. Let's see if GME does anything. GME still just teetering around this area, this under $33, right around that $32 area. We're going to see if it wants to continue to bounce around this area. Maybe it needs a few more days before the breakout, but regardless, we are definitely going to keep a very, very close eye on this. NVDL, it looks like we are getting a nice bounce now off that area. The question is this VWAP, okay? When this thing bounces up and smacks into that VWAP area, are we gonna see some continuation to the sell side? This is the volume weighted average price. If it gets up to that area and then smacks into it and starts heading lower, that might be a big issue for the stock. So RSKD at 6.4. It looks like this stock is just teetering around this area. I'm going to continue to hold. I do like that base. I do like that gap. I hope it doesn't fill the gap. I would like to see this continue to head on higher. I don't want to sell any of my shares currently right now. And WULF, we're still up $67 in this as Bitcoin is heading higher at 71,156. What do you guys got going on? What are you watching? What are you talking about? What do we got going on, baby? And while we're here, if you haven't already, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are doing live trading for you. We do live trading for you, not each and every day. We make it special. We do it from time to time, but hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We do it for you. We do it for the progression. We do it to show you there are real live traders out there doing it for you right at home, at the comfort of my own home. Right? I got my jiu-jitsu shirt on. I'm chilling. No pants on. I'm just kidding. I got shorts on, guys. Nope. No worries. No worries. Okay. But yeah, no, we're just chilling here. We're just having a good time, enjoying ourselves. We're seeing what the market wants to do. And usually after a nice market rush like this, we don't have anything too crazy going on, but it will slow down a little bit. But that doesn't mean we don't get a nice pop on something we weren't expecting. FRGT today is doing some wild moves. Look at that absolute beautiful rip tater chip to the north side. You can see we had some huge volume come into this trade right at that market open. So we're going to see what it wants to do there. But these are the small cap stocks. These small cap stocks really get to moving. So VRAX as well, another one that ripped to the north side. But I would have to say VRGT is going to be a highly manipulated mover that's heading up here to the north side. Look at that beautiful bounce. I mean, even this trend break on the 1 minute. These guys, these are extremely hard. These are make or break your account, rip your face off stocks. So once in a while, I just take a little peeky gander at them to see what's going on in that space, in that sector. But we like stocks that are more relative strong in the market, not just gap and craps or pump and dumps as they like to call it. Okay, so keep that in mind. Speaking of pump and dump, let's take a look at GME. So GME right here at $32.90. It's still below my traded area. We're gonna see where this thing ends up towards the end of the day. I'm just buying, I'm just holding. We're gonna see where this wants to go. You know, I'd love to see this thing stay above the low of the day. That's where my stop is that low of the day. What's up, Danny? Good to see you, brother. Danny, did you end up taking GME? Let me know. Did you end up taking the break of that 33 in GME? I did end up taking that. I took about 100 shares. I'm using the low of the day. I do think this thing can get to $50. We're seeing increased volatility on the day. Let's actually look at GME's average volume for the day, actually. So GME's average volume for the day is 54 million. It's already traded 20 million for the day, so it's roughly in queue to trade that average volume, so nothing too crazy. But first thing this morning, it did trade higher than average volume first thing this morning, so I do like the break. I do like where I ended up getting my trade, and right now we're just right here for roughly break even. Danny, what's your average? Did you take it at that 33 as well? Out of curiosity. Yeah, man. But concentrated. So I actually took Wolf today. So IREN is absolutely beautiful, especially with Bitcoin, BTC. Don't do this to me. So Bitcoin, actually, let me bring this up. I'll show you my chart here. So Bitcoin is looking really juicy here. It's traded at 71,175, and because it's above that the trend line that I drew out here for everybody, I do really like that Wolf actually broke out of that area. So IREN still having that continuation, still holding its trend from previous day, so it's looking really good. But I ended up taking WULF, and it's still just holding out in this area. We're up about $62. I took 500 shares at the break of that previous high, risking the previous low of day. So let's see, you got 32.77 5-minute hammer candle. Okay, let's take a look at GME. and look at Danny's entry here. So I have the 5 minute up. Right here's the hammer candle. Okay, so 32.77. So he's seen the hammer candle, 32.77. So Danny's in, of course, at a way better price. So just above that VWAP. So I really like your entry there, Danny. I really like your entry. Are you using the low of day as well, or are you using the bottom of that hammer candle, Danny? I would really like to know where your stop loss is, because of course here we preach that risk management. And make sure you hit that like while you're here, Danny. Hit that like button, and I know you're already subscribed, brother. And if you guys are interested, I actually did an interview on Danny. You guys can actually see Danny is an absolutely amazing, profitable trader. I know he doesn't like me talking him up like this, but you need to keep in mind, Danny is one of my mentors. He's an awesome guy. He's a very, very personable young man who is doing great things. I love to watch his venture. Okay, he's doing amazing things. Bottom of the hammer candle looking really, really good. So keep in mind, if you guys are interested, go ahead and check out my video selection. You'll see that we have an interview with Danny. If you want to see how he trades and how he does things, you can check out the interview there. So I see the love coming in. Yeah, everybody messes up a lot. That's why we use risk management, Danny. And that's why you are so damn humble, man. I mess up a lot too. That's why we have risk management. Risk management is an edge. I don't care what anybody says. Risk management is an edge. It should be the first edge that you learn. Learn risk management, learn how to make that money by stopping yourself out when things are not looking good. You don't ever want to just buy and hold. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. We need to make sure that we do that. B. Stewie, thank you very much for that. Yes, he did an amazing job in the interview. I was very, very humbled to be able to interview him. So let's see. Now let's just reach out to me. Showed me XOM. Is this a cup and handle on XOM I'm seeing? Come to the live stream. So GME, yeah, GME is looking really, really good. I really like this. Gonna put some cash into that. Yeah, Wolf. Yeah, I know, man. That Wolf flag, dude, it's so hard to not. I mean, it's doing a flag on the 5 minute. Oh, is that what you said? Yeah, the 5 minute flag. Yeah, look at that. You know, this is the 5 minute flag that Danny's talking about now, guys. This looks really, really good. If it could break out above this flag, which would be above VWAP, that would be a good sign, but we're not going to get that unless Bitcoin starts to run, because remember, Wolf is a clean energy Bitcoin miner. So it'd be really, really nice. It'd be really, really nice to see Bitcoin start to fly here, because then we're going to see a nice push on Wolf. And I might actually add into this trade if it wants to do that, but it doesn't look like it wants to just yet. We're all waiting on Bitcoin. We want to see Bitcoin get above that $72,000. If it can do that, rip, tater, chip on these miners. So we will see. What? Two-Face returned? Let me see my face. No, is it Two-Face? Here, I'll give you some more light. Oh no, there it is. Now I'm an Oompa Loompa. Is that better, Dan Bob? We don't want Two-Face on here. How's that? I hope that's better. I hope the lighting's better for you guys. Now let's go take another look at GME. Okay, GME is doing things now. We're at $33.50. We want to see if it can hold. If I'm looking at this right, though, it looks like it's going to hold this downtrend probably towards the middle of the day. So quote me here, guys, because I've been following GME and many stocks for many moons. This looks like it's going to pop up, break down, and form a new area. It's going to get really tight, probably on $32.50, and then sometime in the late day, it's probably going to break out. Now, it could be completely wrong, and I hope that I am. I hope it breaks out right here, right now, while we're talking, but I have a feeling it comes down, it trades sideways, and then rips up higher. This might turn into an all-day stream, Dan, Bob, Dan. We might do an all-day stream to help promote the channel, and then we will go right into our stock market watch list for tonight. We'll actually, I think we can just run right into it, man. I think today's gonna be a great day. Tomorrow, I'm actually gonna go help out my my brother out with some concrete work. He needs my hand, and I'll be happy to work with him. So I might not be trading tomorrow, but today is a beautiful day. Danny says, I will wait for GME to make a flag and then another size bigger if it makes it. That's exactly what I'm looking for, Danny. That's exactly what I'm talking about, brother. I'm thinking it pushes up higher, breaks down, and now it holds this hammer candle like you said, and then continues to get tighter and tighter and tighter right around this $32.50 area. And if it breaks above that new trend, yes, I think I'm gonna have to add with you. I'll probably add another 100 shares and then move my risk up below where yours is, which is that hammer candle. So I'd like to see that as well. Oh, look at this, Abercrombie and Fitch now, guys. Look at this beautiful, beautiful trade so far. Now, of course, it could always come right back down, but you've seen this morning, we were up over like $500 right off, well, $400 right on the morning rip. The algos came in and said, push that thing back down. We're not going to let everybody get a piece of this pie. And push back down. We held on to the trade, and sure enough, we're right back up there. We're up about $427 on this trend breakout. If you want to learn how to play the trend breakouts, go to our Discord. Go to the source section. We have masterclasses on base breakouts, trend breakouts, and episodic pivots. If you're not aware of that, I highly suggest each and every one of you taking full advantage of that. It's absolutely free, guys, absolutely free. Yeah, I think GME is going to be a beautiful, beautiful trade. Let's continue to see what else I am trading. We have ASTS that is still trading roughly sideways. It sold off hard, but that's why we have a process in play. My process is either break even on the last third of this trade, which I'm still holding 300 shares, or we see this thing break the 10-day moving average, which it's still well above the 10-day moving average, and the 10-day moving average is below my break-even area. So I'm hoping it trades sideways, because the longer it trades sideways or heads higher, the higher that 10-day moving average comes up, and that's the last spot that I will be selling out on this. Yes, sir, Dan Bob. Dan Bob says like and subscribe, and he also says feel free to join the nightly at 9 p.m. Eastern in Discord. That's where we hold these meetings. That's where we get prepared. That's where we absolutely do our due diligence, and that's how we take trades like ANF, where we're up $413, and ASTS, where we're up $334, and First Solar, which we're waiting to actually get paid on right now. We're bound about $75. That's where we take these GME trades because we're doing our homework. That's why we take NVDL. Even with the big pullback, we're still up $437. We're up another $250 in RSKD because of the base breakout. Okay, and WULF, we talked about this last night. We're up about $77. And look at there's that 5-minute trend breakout on WULF, Danny, that we were just talking about. So that's good to see. I think I'm going to chicken out and say I'm not going to add to this. But if I do, actually, I will add to this if I have enough purchasing power. There we go. And now I'm going to move my stop loss up to low of day. That's what I'm going to do here. Hopefully this doesn't bite me in the ass and I don't lose money on this for doing that. But I think that is a good idea, because now this is going to say, hey, I bought the right momentum, I bought the right area, and we're going to see if this thing wants to continue higher. So we're going to go ahead and leave that up, and we're going to see if this thing is going to continue to pay. So not only did we take a base breakout here at 281, but we also added in another 500 shares, which roughly brings us to 288. That doesn't make sense. Maybe it does. We have 1,000 shares of this at 288. Oh, okay, yeah, so there we go. So we're basically at the low right here is my new average, is 288, which is going to be the low of this trend break, which we're going to give the low of today's day. Okay, so you can see the green is my original 500 shares. The yellow is my add-on this is my add-on up here at this trend breakout. And now it makes my new average 288. We have 1,000 shares now of WULF. We're gonna see what happens. Yeah, download the Discord app, and then you're gonna click the link, Johnny Rodriguez. You're gonna absolutely love our Discord, dude. I'm surprised you're not already in it, man. We do meetings every night at 9 o'clock. Tonight, we're going to be doing it on the live, on the right here where you see right now. We're going to be doing it live here. But if you join the Discord, you can see we have a ton of great people in there to help you out if you have any questions. And it looks like WULF is doing its thing above VWAP now. Let's see what Bitcoin is doing, because we want to make sure Bitcoin is not actually leading WULF. So that's not a good sign for this ticker, but Wolf still looks like it's holding up relatively strong to Bitcoin. That's what we want to see. We want to see relative strength to Bitcoin when we're trading this. And if we look at the relative strength rating, compared to the S&P 500, it's got a 96 rating, where Bitcoin actually has a less rating. It's only 91%. So not the fact that it follows true and true to the S&P 500, but if it has a higher RS rating than Bitcoin right now compared to the market, that's a good sign. That's showing me that even though Bitcoin is not running right now, WULF, the Bitcoin miner, is showing that it's becoming more fruitful. So that's really, really good. If you have the app already, just click the link that Dan Bob posted just above in the comments section. If you click that, that should take you right there to it, okay? If you have any more issues, Dan Bob would be more than happy to help you out. He'll continue helping you out. ANF, we're still up that $343, a little bit of a pullback now, but like I said, guys, I'm still gonna hold on to this. These are the trend breakouts that I love to do, I love to play, I love to hold, and like I've been telling you, as long as the S&P 500 stays above a 21-day moving average, I am risk on, baby. So it's good to see my large account that my financial advisor maintains for me is doing well today. My small account, this $30,000 account that I'm trading with today, which gives me over 60, well, actually, I think it gives me well over $100,000 of purchasing power, but I only use about double. So it's $60,000 that I'm using in this small account right now, just to kind of do this YouTube thing with you and trade and learn and be as fruitful as we possibly can. This is up today. This is looking really good. ASTS is now heading back to the north side. That's why this process is working, guys. It's working for me. It can work for you. I hope you can learn it. Let's see, is First Solar going to do anything for us? We're down about $45 now from yesterday's previous trade. We're just going to let this thing work. Why? It is a leader in this market. It popped up on higher volume. It showed a trend break. I decided to get in that trend break, and now we're just kind of holding on to it. So it's the only thing I'm down on today in overall trades, and I'm just giving it that room to work. I want to make sure I give it that room to work because we want to be fruitful in these trades, and if you don't give them room, especially large market caps like First Solar, these big boats take a lot more time to turn around and head higher and start heading further to the north side. This move that it had, exceptional, beautiful. This clean energy, the clean energy stocks and sector is probably going to keep on keeping on, okay? So we're gonna keep an eye on that. Let's see where Wolf is at now, okay? We added into Wolf on that breakout, that 5-minute trend breakout. We're gonna see if it wants, you got 7K, Danny, my boy, got 7K shares of Wolf. It makes my 1K shares look measly and small, but what I like to know is that a great trader like Danny is playing the same damn setups I am today. And also a huge shout out to Dan. Oh, let's take a look at IREN. If Wolf is running, if Bitcoin starts to get some legs, IREN just hit a new all-time recent high. Its next biggest key area is that 967, and it is approaching it very, very quick. The new all-time recent high is $9.53. It's just teetering right there around that area. Congratulations. Wolf is doing bad. Yeah, I mean, if IREN is doing really good, Wolf should be rip tater chip to the north side as well. It's lagging a little bit, so it's showing a little bit of a lag to it. So if it's not going to continue higher, then we're going to have an issue. It's showing that there is relative weakness in Wolf. So maybe we reduce share size or we give it more time to work. We want to see Wolf continue to rip tater chip to the north side. And if it's not going to do that, we need to understand and ingest the data that the market's telling us. This is what we call price action. This is why I always say price action is king. Yes, the market's doing well. Yes, we're up money on Wolf. But if we look at IREN, which is also another clean energy Bitcoin miner, and we look at that is running, it's ripping to the north side, but WULF is not ripping, it's not moving to the north side with the rest of the miners, then that is an issue. That is showing that price action is telling us that we are having some issues. Now, yes, we have increased volatility, but somebody must be selling with this increased volatility because that's not pushing higher. So that's the psychology, and that is the understanding of the price action of this. So yes, it's nice that we're up money. Yes, it's nice that the rest of the Bitcoin miners are running, but with Wolf playing this price action makes it a little bit more difficult because the data that it's telling us is, hey, I'm not going higher. I'm not taking off. Well, IREN is. So we got to give this a little bit more time. We'll see what it does. But with IREN ripping, Wolf should be right up there ripping with it. So it's unfortunate that I sold my shares of IREN back previous day. We only made a measly $100 on that ticker, but that's a-okay because I know some people made well over 4K on that ticker. Congratulations to you. You know who you are. So we're going to keep an eye on WULF and make sure the price action continues to stay healthy, as Bitcoin is still just above 71,000. It's trading at 71,121. Let's see what GME is doing. We haven't taken a little peeky gander there, as it's trading now below that $33 area. So we're going to see what happens. Again, like I pointed out to you guys, this is what I think is going to happen. Push up, pull back, hammer canter, push up, pull back. I think it's going to do something like this. Let me just see. It'll do something like this. It'll end up here, 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 and then from here, it'll take off. That's my guess. That is my guess on how GME's price action is going to play out. That's my best guess. Of course, it could just take off from here. I'm fine with that too. I'll go to 50 from here. That's fine with me. But that most likely is the scenario to play out. It needs more time. WULF, let's go. Let's see some more volume. We're up about $120 in this trade, but we want to see it continue to rip tater chip, as NVDA is kind of just lingering around down here at the bottom. It's trying to figure out what it wants to do before tomorrow's split. That split is going to increase the volatility for trading, and you can see today is one of its highest volume days. As of right now, it's traded almost its average volume. So let's look at NVDA shortly. And the average volume for the day is 43 million. It's already traded. And keep in mind, it's only 10:30, guys. It's already traded 24 million shares, okay, by 10:30. Okay, we still have quite a few hours left in the day. I think about 6 hours left in the day, or at least 5.5 hours left in the day. And NVIDIA has already traded close to half, actually a little more than half of its average daily volume. So do keep that in mind. It is much higher increased volatility for NVIDIA today. Now, Bitcoin trading at 71,168. We're definitely going to keep an eye on that because we want to see what's going to happen with the Bitcoin miners, as Wolf is now starting to get a little bit of attention, but it's clearly not the leader. IREN is clearly the leader. I do see, yes, it broke $3. Now, that's a psychological area, guys. If we look back here, we can see the last time it reached up into this $3 area, it sold off pretty hard. So it breaking above that $3 is going to be very psychological. If it can continue here, that's going to be absolutely beautiful. Thank you for pointing that out, Danny, in the chat. Let me throw some love your way, baby. Let's go. Absolutely love to see it. We're going to go ahead and end this poll, and we are going to look. Let's go ahead and end this poll. So you guys said for GME, we're just going to pop up into this really quick. So GME, rip tater chip today to the moon. 46% said yes, and breakdown at 32. 40% said no, it's going to break down at 32. And just here for the analysis, 13% of you said that. So yeah, the tape is heavy, Danny's saying, for that $3 area. When he's saying the tape is heavy, we're looking at the level 2 here. And if we look at the level 2, we can see the bids and the asks, and it looks like they're really starting to stack up. And right at that $3.03, we're seeing a lot. But look at the bids here, guys. The bids at that $3.10 is also stacking up, Danny. So I can see it on both sides. There's a huge battle here, guys, on Wolf at $3. A humongous battle right here at that $3. That is going to be very interesting to see what happens here. If we watch the level 2, we can see that there is a lot going on right here. You can see on the tape as well, you can see all these stacked bids down here. Plenty of volume being traded in this area, the $3 area, and plenty of volume here being sold over here, up here, just above this, in that 310. It goes all the way up to 309. There's lots and lots of shares. There's a huge war, and it looks like right now the bulls are trying to take it by storm, moving up to $3.04. This is looking really, really good for this overall stock. We're gonna come right back to it as A and F. We need to just check in on other trades. ASTS, everything's starting to rip. We need to see the S&P 500 because my speculation, if it is correct, the S&P 500 is also going to be doing very well. And right now it looks like it's just trading at where it originally opened at. So that's a good sign for the overall market. Now back to Wolf, it looks like GME is still trading around not $4. GME is still just trading around $33, just hanging out right there. We're gonna see what's gonna happen with that. Tape is heavy at $3.02. Well, it looks like it's wanting to continue higher, Danny. We're gonna see. I like that breakout so far, so good at 1,000 shares, and you got 7 G's. 7,000 shares in this, baby. Let me just see. Let's take a peek at the account. Looks like things are going very well. I try not to look at the account, but mostly it's to see that purchasing power. I still have 5 grand sitting on the side, so I can still buy some more if anything is to pop up. But right now, nothing's looking good. I think I'll save that purchasing power for GME if we get another breakout on that. But our main focus, guys, is going to be Bitcoin. So Bitcoin absolutely looking great right now. 71,230. Hasn't done a lot today. If we zoom in on the hourly, you can see it just kind of traded sideways so far today. Okay, so right now we're trading at 71,190. This is the TraderView platform. If you guys want to get a nice TraderView platform, you're more than welcome to click the link in the chat. The TraderView platform is great for a lot of things. I like to use it for the the volume, the average volume that shows a lot of the financials, shows the float. It's just easier access for me, and you can get it for absolutely free. Or if you end up using my link, I actually will benefit from that as well. But I don't try and sell you guys on anything. It looks like Danny just threw. Oh, Johnny made it into the Discord. Welcome to the Discord, Johnny. I do appreciate you joining that free Discord. We have a meeting tonight at 9. We're going to be going over everything. We will be on YouTube Live tonight for that, just as you see right here, right now. Danny posted his portfolio. He says, such a degen. No, brother, you're playing price action. Quit calling yourself a degen. I think you just like me and a part of that degen sensation, brother. But yeah, I love to see that. It looks like we got TerraWolf 7,000, GameStop 400, and IRS or IREN 3,200. Wow, dude, you are very, very heavily in those Bitcoin miners. I hope we get to see a nice run for Bitcoin. That would be absolutely nice to see this thing popping off at the mouth with something it shouldn't have said. If you don't know those lyrics, that is a beautiful thing. And just above that trading view, we also have a Facebook group, guys. Keep in mind, we just started this Facebook group. You can be one of the newer sensations to join the Facebook group that is made by your best moderator alive, Dan Bob. He also posted that. The Facebook group is right there. Danny, I don't know if you have a Facebook group, but Dan Bob wanted me to let you know also as well. If you want to join our Facebook group, you're more than welcome to. I don't even think I'm friends with you on Facebook, or if you even have a Facebook, but if you do, you're more than welcome to join us. We are in here, baby. So now we are on every single platform. Things are looking really good, guys. Let me take a little sip, let the music play. Dan Bob, how's the music sounding? WUL off 46% today. ANF up 0.38% today. That means it has a lot more room it can run. Its average daily range is 4.8%. 4.8% on ANF. Meaning it's only moved 0.31% today. Actually, let me just double check that. From its low to its high, 3.6%. That's better. I don't know why that. Oh, that's the mark percentage change. So that's a little different. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. I don't want it to be too loud, but when I quit talking, you know. Let's go ahead and give him the schedule. Yeah, buddy, we're rolling like a big shot. Chevy tune. Well, maybe I shouldn't be rapping on here. So ANF's looking really good. We're up $409 on that trade. ASTS still doing its thing. We're up about $367 on that. Is First Solar going to come back? First Solar, we're about break even on now, as we held on to this from yesterday's breakdown. If you guys remember, we had a huge volume excerpt that I ended up entering on FSLR on the trend breakout, and then it kind of teetered off. But look at that. It went all the way up to 285. It really wanted to break out. We were up a mucho grande amount, and then it just kind of sold off. So I ended up selling a lot of my shares after we sold off of this. I held 100 shares and didn't take anything out because I wasn't even aware that that pop off happened. GME still doing exactly what we were expecting it to. Pop up, pullback, pop up, pullback. We're going to see where it lands us. But if it continues to create a nice trend, this is what I'm saving my last purchasing power to see if it can continue higher. NVDL, wow, back up above that VWAP area. So the NVDL is NVIDIA, guys. It is back up above that and the VWAP, or the volume weighted average price area. All right, let's take a look at RSKD. So RSKD is just kind of holding that $6.04. Why do we keep on bringing up RSKD? Well, if we look at RSKD yesterday, it had a base breakout. We ended up taking this and holding it, and right at the end of the day, this thing just ripped up, man. I mean, this thing just went skyrocket. It was absolutely beautiful to see. Let's see what we're up so far on the account today. I do like to talk in percentages on that. Wow, we're up 2.81% on the account today. That's beautiful to see. I try to at least get 1% a day. 1% a day keeps the job away, but we're up 2.81%. I hope that continues to show fruitful as WULF is still holding above that $3 area. Danny, how's the tape looking now? Are we still seeing a lot of selling off on there? I can bring up the level 2, guys, but I am not the best at reading the level 2. It looks like there's a lot of bidding, a lot more bids at $3.02 here. $3.02 is showing a huge amount of bidding at $3.02. So it looks like it's going to be hard for the sellers to get down past $3.02. Now, Danny, you can help me out if I'm not looking at the level 2 right, but I am seeing a huge bid here at $3.02. So if you catch a bid in front of that $3.02 and buy at 303, you have a nice area where somebody with big money is backing it up. But we also have a huge seller at 303. So again, at 302 and 303, there is a war, bulls versus bears right here, right now on WULF. So we're going to see what actually wants to happen. If that 302 gets taken out, which looks like it just did, 301 comes in, but now, bam, it gets smacked down again. This is a huge bidding war right around this $3 level. 308 and 309 are even more massive. Okay, very good to know. Very good to know. Yeah, guys, we got a huge bidding war on WULF as Bitcoin is trading right now at 71,274. So it's not back up to those all-time highs that we had today, which was 71,700, but the most recent was 71,400. We want to see this thing get above $72,000 today. If it can get above $72,000, I think we're going to see IREN and WULF going absolutely nuts. So IREN still breaking new all-time highs. Congratulations, Danny, on your trade. You are still printing. Drinks are on you tonight, Danny. I want a green tea and I want a steak. Not to make any demands or anything. I'll be your chauffeur. I'll drive your BMW, bro. I'll drive that thing around for you. I mean, shoot, man, where you want to go? Buy me a steak, bro. No, I'm just kidding. I would never be like that, honestly. I would always pay for myself. But it's fun to joke. It's fun to talk about how awesome you're doing and how you're buying dinner tonight. So congratulations, Danny. Love to see your progress. I see all the likes. I see all the 100s in the chat. I'm shooting some love right back to you guys. Clicking on those buttons makes me feel good when I look over here. I see you guys are smashing it. You guys make me feel so good. Oh, Mercedes. Okay, and a Tesla. Nice, man. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I didn't know you had a Tesla. That's cool. I'd love to see pictures of your Tesla, dude. I love Teslas. I really do. I've always really liked Teslas. And I tell you, I might get shit on for this, but I love the Cybertruck. I love the look of the Cybertruck. No BMW yet. You don't need more than one car. You're living way outside your needs if you have more than one car. I personally say just get a truck. You know, that's all you need is a truck with massive amount of seating in there. And Wolf is too slow. Yeah, Wolf is too slow. It looks like IREN is going to be taking the bee's knees. So what do you say for Wolf then? If you're saying Wolf is too slow, what do you say, Danny? You know, are you going to exit your position up here and then concentrate more money into IREN or just cancel the trade altogether? Personally, I'm going to have a hard time getting out of this because I've already taken the trade and I need to stick to my process. But yes, Wolf is too slow. It's not doing what IREN is doing. Well, Bitcoin is just kind of stagnant right here at that $71,000. We can see that IREN in the Bitcoin miners is reaching new all-time highs, breaking out of that huge base, that huge 968, now sitting at 971. We're going to see this thing, if it wants to have continuation. Yeah, B. Stewie, I hear you on that. I mean, if you're a car lover and you're a collector, that makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? But I'm just not. You know, I'm not a car lover. I'm not a car enthusiast. I just want to get from one place to another. I'll tell you what my flex is, though. Once I have, you know, my kids are like, you know, when you're a millionaire, Dad, you know, which I need more than $1 million, trust me, or I would already have this, okay? I need way more than $1 million. I need some FU money for me to do this. But they would say, wouldn't you get a Ferrari? Wouldn't you buy multiple Teslas? Wouldn't you get this? Wouldn't you get that? If I wanted to flex, what I would do is I would always have a daily driver and I would have somebody driving it. So I would get myself a Cybertruck and I would have somebody else drive me around. That would be my flex. That would be my flex personally. So that way I could be on my phone, I could continue to do my studies, I could continue to do my social medias, I could keep doing what I love to do, and that's building this community, keeping in touch with each and every one of you. I would get a daily driver, and I promise you, I would never ever quit this. You know, I could be a billionaire, and I'm still gonna continue to do this because this is my passion. This is what I love to do, you know? So it's good to see all that love in the chat, guys. Beaming it right back at you, beaming it right back at you. I'm glad to see that you love those Cybertrucks too, man. People, either you love it or you hate it. And I tell you, I love it, man. I seen a Cybertruck right here in Monroe, Michigan. And the Cybertruck, holy cow, dude. We passed it and I did a double take and then I like gripped the steering wheel because I didn't want to crash because, you know, you like, it's like one of those things that you see something and you like just keep looking, you know, like a pretty woman or something and just break your neck looking at it. I started to do that, and then I was like, oh, I'm still driving. You know, I don't get into a car accident checking out a Cybertruck. It was mesmerizing, dude. I don't care what anybody thinks. I am all googly eyes over the Cybertruck. I would love to own a Cybertruck, and I would love to pay somebody to drive me around in it while I worked on my stuff. I would just cruise around all day in the Cybertruck. Look at me, everybody. You know, so I can definitely feel, but I wouldn't get more than one car. No way, no way. I'd have my beater truck like I have my '06 Chevy. You know, that thing's got maybe 160,000 miles on it. I'm gonna drive that thing until it's in the dirt, man. And then I'll go buy another $4,000 truck. I could care less about vehicles. I really could. But I tell you what, once I have some FU money, it's definitely the Cybertruck. That's gonna be in my barn for sure. I'm gonna be waxing that thing down every day out there, having a few beers, you know. That's gonna be a good time. ASTS now is breaking above those highs of the day, heading back up to where we originally had it. We're up about $418 on this trade. It's looking really, really good. FSLR, we are now green on this trade. We're up $2.88, believe it or not. Now we were down we're down about $150 this morning, but that's why we have a process. We were holding for a bigger belief that the stock would head higher. Illegal in Europe because it's too sharp from edges and dangerous. Come on, dude. Are you kidding me? Tell me you're joking, dude. The Cybertruck's illegal and you're kidding. No, dude. All right, I like that. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah. No, Europe, man. They're a very, very watered down group. We'll just call it a watered down group. Let's take a look at GME. As you guys know, we're still just trading below that $33 area. We know this is exactly what we want. Increased volume to the north side, a pullback on lighter volume to the sell side. This shows that the people that have bought it, less people are selling it, right? It's just getting sold down here. So it's nice to see this price action. This is exactly what we were drawing out for you earlier. Push up, pull back, push up, new lower highs being put in, new higher lows being put in. It's creating this 5-minute pattern that we just played on WULF. So let's go back to WULF and you will see we played the same exact pattern here. Here's the 5-minute pattern, although on GME it's a little bit elongated, okay? But you can see we played this on Wolf. We're up about $165 on Wolf currently. I'd like to see this thing really get to breaking out here because we know that there's a battle on that level 2. Okay, that battle at that level 2 is looking very, very nice. Okay. Let me reach out. Let's see what else we got going on here. I want to go through my trades again really quickly, guys. So ANF is still showing very fruitful in this area. I wouldn't expect, I mean, I would definitely expect, because this thing is a leader in the market and it has been a leader before, and it's shown that very, very nice earnings, especially on volume, and then a pullback. I would expect this thing to not just continue to rip higher. Okay, I would expect this thing to pull back, bounce off those, bounce off the VWAP there, and then continued higher. Okay, so I'm expecting pullbacks on this. Now ASTS, this thing is ripping. This thing is absolutely ripping. We played this on the hourly trend break, so if I throw this on the hourly, you guys will see why I played this. This thing's absolutely ripping. Here's the hourly trend break. We got in right on that hourly trend break. I actually took it a little sooner than the hourly trend break. I took it on a 5-minute trend break, as you've seen on Wolf and as you're seeing on GME start to set up. And let's all keep a very close eye on these trades, guys, because sometimes I'll get to talking, or I'll get to looking at things. So keep a close eye on these for me and make sure you put it in the chat. Danny said, Dan Bob, the greatest moderator alive, says Tesla truck needs to be banned for being ugly. It's a pineapple on a pizza ugly, dude. Come on, don't be hating on the Cybertruck, dude. Cybertrucks are beautiful. We're gonna bring it up right now. We're bringing up a picture of the Cybertruck. All right, Cybertruck images. Oh my gosh, look at this. How are you gonna hate on this, dude? You can't hate on this. Beep, beep. Look at this beautiful thing. That's me getting into a Cybertruck right now. Look at that. Beep, beep. The Cybertruck is beautiful, Dan Bob. What are you talking about? Look at this, man. Beep, beep. Dan Bob, you need to get into this thing. Ready? Watch how fast it is. Come on, man. How do you not like this? This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I just cannot. I could see myself polishing this thing every day, cleaning up the bird poop off of it. Oh, yeah. This thing's beautiful. I can't get enough of this, man. I can't get enough of this. Bitcoin's now trading at 71,377. Things are looking very fruitful for Bitcoin. We can take a look at it on this chart here. Look at this, another volume blurb coming in right here. Can it push higher here on this? We're seeing some wicks on the 5-minute, right back where it was originally at. Now trading at 72,000 even. It's showing on Thinkorswim, but on my trader view that it's the US dollar. It looks like it's not. So we'll keep an eye on this on Thinkorswim as well. We want to keep a closer eye on that. Let's see what IREN is doing, as it's still making new all-time highs, ripping to the north side. It looks like that would bend the miner to get in, as WULF is now trading close to those all-time highs again after breaking that 5-minute trend break on higher volume here. We're going to see if it can hold this 305 area. Very, very important level to hold. Dan Bob, how's the Two-Face looking? We good? We good out here? Pineapple pizza is awesome. B Stewie, listen, dude, you got to calm down, B Stewie. You really got to calm down. My eyes, Dan Bob says. My eyes, my eyes. Rather see you in a 63 bubble top Impala. Yeah, bro, let's bring it up. Let's bring it up. 63 bubble top Impala. Dude, this is beautiful. What color do I want? We'd have to get red. I'm telling you, if I end up getting this, we're gonna make this my we're gonna make this. I'm gonna be trading in this. I'll be trading in this. It's the 63 bubble top. I'm literally gonna take out, like, I won't ruin the inside, but I'll customize the inside so I can trade from the inside of this. I mean, look at this. Look at how clean this bubble top is too. This is the one I'm buying. So like, I will have a trading setup in here. I will remove the steering wheel and then I'll put a desk in here, but make it so you still can start and run it so you can hear the hum. And then we'll put my stock charts back here, all 3 monitors back here in the window. And then I'll put like a desk station so I can sit in this bubble top right here and trade with inside of it. That's the goal. That is seriously the goal, dude. Look at this stick shift. Oh my gosh. SS, baby. Look at this. I'm gonna have to start smoking. It's got a, oh man, this thing's beautiful, dude. Look at that. And then when I'm ready, I just take off take my trading station down, put the steering wheel back on and drive to B. Stewie's house to have a couple drinks. Man, that is a beautiful, beautiful look. Yes, sir. So maybe I do got to own more than one car. Okay, maybe I do. You know, I wonder what they're going for. Let's look at the price. About 50,000. Yeah, about 50,000. That's not too bad, honestly. The top sales are 150,000, but the most recent is 70,000. But the average is around 47,000 or $48,000. That's what I got on these. So very, very cool, man. I want a ticket red. Oh, black on black for that bubble top? Yeah, I can see that. I see you guys smashing that love, man. Smashing that love. I see that you've got 8 in here. I don't expect we have anybody new, but that's A-okay. Let's take a look at my screen really quick. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's grow this beautiful community. This is what I absolutely love about this community, man. We're up to 16 likes already. That's beautiful to see. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being a part of this. We have plenty of trades on. I'm doing it live for you right now. We went over a lot of these in the Discord. We did this in the Discord meeting last night. We went over WULF, and you can see WULF is being extremely fruitful. We own over 1,000 shares of this. We want to see this break above this all-time daily high of 308, which would show very fruitful if the Bitcoin can get above that same level. So if Bitcoin can get above this level, I think, oh, here it comes. Bitcoin is trading right now at 71,960. If it can break above the 72,129, this daily high, I really think we're going to see increased volatility and it's going to continue higher. All right. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. As the S&P 500 is just trading sideways from its red to green day. So yesterday it closed out at 534.66 and it's trading at 534.66. So it's at the red to green area on the S&P 500. Every time it gets down to that low a day, it's getting soaked up. So that's very nice to see. WULF trading right up there at those highs. Absolutely, absolutely love the Discord, man. We have so many amazing people in our Discord. It's so good. I love to see the community chatting and talking with one another. And then, of course, you know, like people like Dan Bob, the moderator, creating a Facebook group that he knows we don't have. That Facebook group is in the comment section. If you guys scroll up, you can see we have a new Facebook group. He posts the link there for swing traders. We're all focused on swing trading. He did all of this on his own, and he created it for us so we can help reach more viewers, help create a bigger and better community, and help relay more information to you out there. So if you're interested in that, make sure you click that link. And of course, we are on all different platforms of social media. If you click my link tree, which should be in the description, which I hope is in the description, you will see that in the description, we have a link tree. You can click on that. I'm on Snapchat. You can add me on Snapchat. I am on Facebook as well. We are on YouTube. We're on Discord. We have it all, baby. We have it all. We're here. We're here for you, and I want you to be here for me. So hit that like and that subscribe button. Bitcoin is now on the move on higher volume. So this is going to look really good for WULF and IREN, which IREN is looking very, very nice here. Breaching those all-time new highs, having a small pullback here as Bitcoin is now pushing higher. So this is really, really good for the overall stats of Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and run through what I'm in right now as, wow, what a beautiful move. Just today, I've made $342 on Abercrombie & Fitch. We're up $425 total on this trade. As ASTS, we're up $430 on this trade, or $162 just on the day. First Solar, we're up $14 on. I'm buying the coffee, ladies and gentlemen. I'll buy the coffee today. actually got Monster today. I'm drinking the Monsters. I wish they would just, if Monster could just, you know, give me a, you know, not, give me a sponsorship. Okay, I'm just gonna get right to the point. If Monster could just sponsor me, let's go. Maybe I gotta learn how to do some crazy stuff like backflips or something. But let's get that Monster. So if you guys have a plug for Monster sponsorship, of course we're watching GME. We're not gonna let that one head on without us, but we have talked about what we're expecting for GME. We're expecting it to do this beautiful thing right here that we've seen on WULF. It pushed up higher, it pulled back. Pushed up higher, now it started to create a trend. Pulled back, pushed up higher, pulled back. Now we're creating new lower highs, new higher lows. We're expecting to see this thing. Now look, maybe I'm drawing this out a little too soon, but look at this trend. Okay, this is a bullish pennant forming. If it breaks above this pennant, somewhere in this area, and breaks above that $33 area again, that might be a nice area for me to add and move my risk up. But we're gonna wait to see what it wants to do, because I know that this area on the daily, excuse me guys, I've been talking now for like 2 hours straight, okay? So bear with me here if my voice starts to get a little raspy. We're gonna see if we can do this thing all day, baby. All day, let's go. So GME is just kind of doing its thing. If it wants to hold this area, that's great. If it wants to break down and stop me out at low a day, that's fine with me too. The inherent risk is only $150 to make close to $2,000, because I think if GME can get above this $33 area, I have a good feeling that we can at least go to 50. Now, these are my ideas, not yours. This is just looking at the technical analysis and looking at the daily trend here. If we look at the daily trend, we can see the average weighted volume, the volume weighted average, or VWAP here. Its highest area is this $32.50 area. You're gonna see a lot of people trying to sell off here. But if it breaks through and heads higher, you're gonna see people having that panic, that fear of missing out, and you're gonna see people joining into this and heading on much higher, okay? So keep that in mind. Let's see. And so why do I think 50? Well, 50 is a psychological area, and you can see this red line is at $52. That is its highest volume traded back here on 5/14, and when it sold off, the highest volume where it was traded on average was $52. So you know that there's a lot of bags sitting there. So I think it can go from this $33 area, if it can get above it, and head higher and then get up to that $50 area, and that's where I'm going to exit my full position. Okay, let's see if NVIDIA is holding out now. We know it had a big pullback this morning, and there it is right at that VWAP, and now it's starting to pull back. So we're gonna see what it wants to do here. Remember, the stock split is tomorrow after the trading day, so that's probably why, and that is why we are getting a lot more volatility on NVIDIA. Okay, let's take a look. So that's doing good, that's doing good. Everything's looking really, really good. Let's look at IREN. IREN still holding up all-time highs up there. What are you guys watching? If you guys have anything that you want me to take a little peeky gander at, you're more than welcome to do so. Let me know in the chat, and I'll be happy to go over it with you. We got about 9 of you in here. Thank you so much for joining. It looks like Bitcoin is still doing its thing. I want to see what Wolf is looking up. Look at that. Wolf, new all-time highs here. This is looking, we can't say all-time highs, but within the past, 7 months, since 2023, we have reached new all-time highs now, guys. New all-time highs for WULF. I'd like to really see this thing start to really get some legs here. Obviously, I'm holding 1,000 shares. Let's see this thing go to 100, and then we can buy that bubble top. Right here, guys, look at this. Absolutely beautiful. We're gonna see this thing start to head on higher. Volume, that looks really, really good too. Even a pullback, a bounce off VWAP is totally acceptable for this stock. Let's see what else we got going here. Okay, so ANF is going to do what I expected it to, a nice pullback, maybe go back down to that VWAP area. Let's take a look at the S&P 500, now pulling back. So the S&P 500 just hit new lows for the day. So that's going to be some tribulation. Is that the right word, tribulation? Let's look it up. Tribulation definition. A cause of great trouble or suffering. There we go. that is going to create some tribulation for the overall market if it continues lower. So I don't even know how I knew that word. Maybe it's just from reading when I was younger. I mean, I used to read a lot, guys. I used to read a lot. Now it's mostly books on tape while I'm driving and doing things. It's hard to find time to read when you're a dad. So you got to listen to things while I'm mowing lawn. I'm always listening to books. I'm always listening to things. So make sure you wait to have kids. Oh man, I got 3 boys, guys. 3 boys in this house, and I absolutely love each and every one of them. They all have their unique personalities, and it is hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up in my older age. I'm 30. How old am I? I'll be 36 in August, and it's getting hard to keep up with these young men. But I tell you what, I will. I sure as hell will. Beast dude, I'm still disgusted. You even used emotes. You said pineapple on pizza is awesome, dude. I don't know what the hell is wrong with you, man. GME now looking like it's trying to hold that area, that trend area right there. We're down about $100 on this trade. We got about $100 or $50 more to hold on to this. We're using that low of day. We want to see that low of day hold. If it can't hold, I will exit this position, which I'm totally fine with doing, guys. I'm totally fine with saying, hey, I am wrong. I'm going to exit this. I'm going to exit this position, and that is that. Okay. So. Let's keep an eye on Wolf though, because I'm pumped about Wolf. I really am. I'm just pumped about Wolf. I'm pumped about all my trades today. I'm very pumped about all my trades today. We got some movement. What's moving here? Is it RSKD? Nope, not RSKD. Something's moving because my account just went rip tater chip. ASTS? Nope. Is it First Solar? Is it GME? What is making my account rip to the north side? Let's see. Yeah, we need to figure out what's moving. Did ANF pop back up? I guess so. It's not on nothing too crazy. And I do have 100 shares of it, you know, so that is going to help move it. Oh, man. Looking really good here, guys. We got a lot in those small low floats. Let's take a look at the IWM while we're right here, guys. So this IWM, the IWM isn't doing much. It is holding that 50-day moving average, but man, with the gap up scanner the way it is, you would think we are making a ton of money for the IWM, that Russell. Is Wolf taking off? Is that what's going on, guys? Yeah, it looks like Wolf did reach that new all-time highs, pulled back. It's just trading at 306 right now. I'd like to see this have some continuation. Wow, what a beautiful day. What a beautiful day in this market as ASTS continues to head higher. Wow, guys. Well, you know, this is why we talk about the relative strong stocks, because if the overall S&P 500 is pulling down, but I am getting paid on ANF, ASTS, First Solar, GME, well, we can't call GME a relative strong stock, but whatever, Wolf, RSKD, and NVIDIA, that's a huge reason why we take those relative strong stocks in the market. Why? If it's relative strong to the S&P 500 and the S&P 500 starts to pull back, you're less likely to get pulled back in those relative strong stocks, okay? So do keep that in mind. That's why we look for relative strength in the market, all right? We are still live, Kobe. What the hell are you doing? Let's go, baby. It's 11 o'clock in the afternoon and we are still live. We're still kicking. We're still doing great things here. Everything is looking absolutely amazing, guys. Absolutely amazing. That's right, baby. We are still here. We are still live. We are still kicking. We're still strong, baby. We ain't stopping. We ain't stopping, baby. We are going to go all freaking day if we have to. Absolutely love it. Today is going to be a great day. Let's check out the Facebook here really quick. Let's make sure we got everybody that we need to in here. Let's post it. Sending it. Send it, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're doing it. We're doing it big. Bear with me here, guys, while I just send out some more invites. We're going to see if we can get some more of my friends and family to join into this with us so we all can have ourselves a good old time. Making some money today, boys. We are making some big money today. Bitcoin right now is looking very, very good. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Got alerts going on all over the place. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Let's go. Oh, yeah. All right, let's bring up the S&P 500 really quick. It's got to be heading back higher. I can tell just by the account. It is. It's trading around 534.56. We got to bounce off those lows, but I'm expecting it to at least trade sideways today after what a humongous push that we had yesterday. So we can see, though, what's really moving is Abercrombie & Fitch. We're still up $443 on that. Abercrombie & Fitch is still holding at those highs. Looking very, very good here. Go ahead and check the rest of this, see what's going on in here. Things are looking really good, guys. I absolutely love seeing it. Love seeing $443 on ANF. Let's run through it. ASTS, we're up $442 on, so that's around $900. FSLR, we're finally green on this trade. We're $91 on the day, but we're only $12 up on this trade because yesterday's bought. GME, we're just trading sideways in right now, guys. We're down about $41, but remember, the whole trade is going to be this next breakout. I drew this out for you guys. Do you guys remember that? Now look, now we're gonna have to set another alert because if it does break out, we're gonna have to add into this position at that $33 breakout, okay? I really think GME has that potential. Is NVDL holding out? Yes, NVIDIA is still trying to hold out roughly just below that VWAP area. You'll love to see it. RSKD just kind of trading sideways. After that huge gap up this morning, it's kind of just trading sideways here, trading at 638. So it's not doing much here, but we have plenty of time. Let's take a look at WULF as it broke new today's highs and all-time highs since 2023. So we're gonna see what this wants to do. We're up about $180 on this trade as well. We have about 1,000 shares, so I'm risking roughly $150. We're already up 1R on this trade, so this is looking very fruitful. We're gonna see if this wants to continue. I think in the overall account so far today, let's take a look. Let's see here, we're up 2.79%, so that's looking good so far, guys, 2.79%. I'm roughly looking for 1% a day, so 2.79, I'll take it. I'm not gonna complain about it. Now we're gonna go through this watch list now to see what else we have going on, but just before we do, let's look at the S&P 500 one more time. It is trying to get back up above that VWAP area. Okay, we want to see it get back above that VWAP area. We want to see it continue higher, but right now we are on a downtrend, which is A-okay because we're well above a 21 and a 10-day moving average. All right, so keep that moving. Keep that moving, baby. So let's look at the QQQs. QQQ is just above that VWAP area. IWM, let's take a little peek again. It's below that VWAP area. So we have some mixed signals here. Let's look at the RSP. The RSP just kind of trading sideways now, okay? Just above that area that we need to keep it above, which is that trend and base. Okay, so the RSP is showing breadth in the market. Looking very, very good. And if you guys got anything that you're watching right now, throw it in the watch list. You're more than welcome to. You can go over it. We got plenty of time now that the market is starting to calm down a little bit. But it's looking really good, guys. Everything is looking really, really good right now. Very happy to say that. Very, very happy to say that. Definitely, so let's keep an eye on Bitcoin. We don't want to forget about Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin starting to tighten up here, just above that $72,000 area. If it can get some volume and start to get above this area, I really think we're going to see this thing start to launch. Okay, so these are my thoughts, not yours. Do keep that in mind. But we can see in the past few days here, just kind of traded in this area. So we're waiting for that breakout. We're waiting for that push up. What's your analysis on ARM? That's a great question. Let's take a look at ARM before Bitcoin breaks out here. So if you guys look at the daily, I called the trend breakout here on ARM. Actually, I think B. Stewie brought this up. But 4 days ago, on the daily, we had a breakout on ARM, and then we had a pullback and a retest of that same breakout right here. Now, ARM started ripping with NVIDIA just the other day, so yesterday. And this had a very, very good push, a much higher push, and it looked very nice. But you have to keep in mind, if we look at this 10-day moving average, it's very extended from that 10-day moving average. Very extended right now. So if you're not already in the stock and you aren't already using your process, this is not a stock you want to try and trade right now because, well, we could have an intended pullback. So do keep that in mind. We might get a pullback in ARM. Now, I don't know, it might just continue ripping to the north side. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but the analysis, the technical analysis is showing that it is extended and the trade was down here at 123. Okay, so if you're in it to win it, make sure you're taking profits on the way up, but always leave a core of that position for your main process, and that's the break of the 10-day moving average for myself. So I hope that is a good one. I hope you like that, B. Stewie. And B. Stewie, you've been with me all morning, baby. All morning. What are you drinking? You drinking coffee, green tea, ripping on some energy drinks? What you got, brother? NVDA is still on that pullback. The all-time highs for NVDA was 1,255. And of course, with the initial jobless claims data that came out today, the S&P 500 should be doing very, very well. With a higher than actual, the actual was 229 and the forecast at 220, we can see that that is going to be very good for the inflation, because if less people are working, less people are spending money, that shows that less people are going to, or with less people spending money, that's going to show that inflation is starting to come down. So it's very, very good to see with that data that came out. All right. While you guys are here, do me a favor, take a look at the screen. You know I like to bring this up. Right here we have, actually I'll start a new poll really, really soon. But we want you to smash this like button for me. Smash this like button and then hit that subscribe if you are not subscribed already. I love to actually see this thing moving on up. That's progression, baby. That's what we always want to see, is that progression. So smash that like, smash that subscribe button. Say hello in the chat. We'd love to see you in here. Sprinkles, baby. Yeah, ARM, nothing but sprinkles, baby. Love to see that, B. Stewie. Okay, tell me you got me in the nerve center. You got me in the nerve center, or are you camping out today? Let me know, man. So NVIDIA is pulling back now from the VWAP area. The S&P 500 is also doing the same thing. You know that we are going hand in hand because NVIDIA, if we look at the market watch, NVIDIA is a very large area on the S&P 500. You can see between NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, and Google, this is what's really going to move the market the most. Right? These are the biggest areas in the market. So if these aren't doing well, it's going to bring the market down. Now, Google today looks like it's very fruitful. So if we go over here and look at Google, you can see Google is still just trading sideways up here, much higher than this 10-day moving average. So Google is still showing that it is becoming a very fruitful trade. So very nice on Google. Let's take a look at some of the trades I'm in. I really want to see that wolf break out from here. I really want to see it. I can see my P&L. Maybe I shouldn't be watching this P&L. I'm gonna put my P&L away. I keep staring at my damn P&L. I'm like, oh, we're up. It just keeps going up and up and up. It's a beautiful thing. And don't think I'm bragging here, guys. There's going to be emotions with trading. Okay. There's going to be highs and there's going to be lows. What you need to do is kind of plan it out, and that's why we get rid of that P&L. I had it up for a little bit because mostly I have that up to know how much purchasing power that I have. But when I have it up, I start staring at my P&L. You know, I want to see it keep going up. When it starts going down, oh, what's going on? You know, it can bring too much emotion in there. And there is a lot of emotion with trading. We try to minimize that. And now, speaking of emotion, I'm getting very excited because this Bitcoin is teetering right around this $72,000 area. If this thing can continue to rip, if it can continue to head higher, we're going to see trades like IREN continue higher and WULF continue to head higher. Why? Because they are not only Bitcoin miners, but they are in the clean energy sector. And those are both hot sectors right now. If you're in a double hot sector, guess what? Rip, rip, tater chip to the north side. You know that you're going to be making money. Okay, so do keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and just shed this baby out to a couple more people. I want to make sure everybody has the chance of being in here, saying hello, joining the chat, joining the Discord. Everything's absolutely free. What I bring you is always free, guys. The only thing I ask of you is hit that like and that subscribe button because, well, you know just as well as I do, it helps the channel out tremendously. There's a lot of people out there doing it, but they don't do it as good as me. And that is the whole reason why I started this YouTube channel, because I honestly have watched a lot of people out there. They have so much dead air, so much dead space. They don't get excited. They don't have the passion for trading like I do. So make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. Let's get rid of some of this lighting. A lot of light to be coming in here, blinding me now. Blinded by the lights. I don't know, what do you guys think about that lighting? Is it too bright? That looks like it's way too bright. Now I'm gonna be two-faced. Dan Bob's gonna make fun of me, then I'm gonna be two-faced. I can't make everybody happy. I don't know, we're gonna say that this is good. What do you guys think about the lighting? Oh man. Let's see. You got in an arm at 128. Nothing but sprinkles, baby. Hell yeah. Yeah, 128 on arm. That was a good buy. Let's take a look at arm. Yeah, 128. So that was yesterday. Yeah, 128. Yeah, so that was right at that VWAP bounce. Yeah, we talked about this, and it was absolutely beautiful. I think that's a great trade to be in. Just make sure that you know where your stop is going to be, you know, and make sure you're taking out profits on the way up. I'm not telling you how to do your trade, but you know, B Stewie, we're boys. You know exactly what I'm going to say. You know exactly how I trade. You know exactly what I expect of you, and I think you're doing a great job. I got GME alert going off right now. Here we go. A break of that 5-minute daily 5-minute trend now. I said I would add into this, but now that we're here in this area, I almost don't want to do it, guys. I don't want to do it. I really don't. But let's see. Maybe we add on small. Maybe we add on, let's say, let's do 25 more shares at this breakout. We'll do 25 more. All right. Now we're in 125 shares. We're going to move my stop loss up as well. So we're going to do 125. We're up 125 shares now in what did I say, Bitcoin? I'm trying to say GME, guys. So I'm in 125 shares of GME now that it broke that. And we're going to bring our stop loss up to this hammer candle right here. Kind of want to give it a little bit more room to work than that, but we're going to go ahead and put it on there. Okay, yeah. You don't like my lighting? Is my lighting pretty shit still, Dan Bob? That's okay. I don't have the prettiest face, so. So we're gonna go ahead and set the new stop loss below this hammer candle right here. Give it some room to work, and we're gonna see if this thing wants to go on. I hope I'm kicking myself in the butt and wishing that I put on a full another 100 shares, but I don't wanna risk that much. My inherent risk on things is usually around $100 to $200. And right now, with this being at 32 and that being at 33, I'm risking about $125. So I'm still comfortable in the trade with the risk, because I'm risking 125 to get now roughly a little over $2,000 is what I'm risking to get. So that is amazing risk to reward. Okay, that's what I like to see. All right, Bitcoin. Let's go back to Bitcoin really quick, and then we'll come back to GME because I can tell that it is wanting to rip tater chip to the north side. Bitcoin above 72,000. That should look pretty fruitful for Wolf and IREN as it is, guys. We have increased volatility coming in. I look like a pineapple. Oh, I better just get a big pizza behind me. That'll make B Stewie stay here. But yeah, I probably, and maybe I just leave that on. Maybe I close this door. Here, I'll do better. I just like having that. I like having that door open. There, I guarantee this is way better, isn't it? I just like having that door open because it's nice, clean, fresh air coming in here. Now I'm locked in a dungeon. But no, this is just fine, guys. I think this is all right. So IREN, yes, still setting up. This looks like just like the setup on Bitcoin. If you look at the top there, you can see this area right here is setting up on the Bitcoin miner. So if this is the area, this might be the area that we get a breakout on. So this could be it, guys. This could be here now. You might see this live. I'm so surprised we only have 8 people watching right now. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. When this thing takes off, this is why I love doing this. This is why I love doing this, because you can see it happen, right, guys? This might actually take off, and we're going to see it live here with me Thank you so much for being with me, guys. So BTC, Bitcoin, is trading just above that $72,000 area, and we already talked about IREN, which is a clean source of Bitcoin energy. And we have what was the other one? WULF, which we already know is another source of that Bitcoin clean energy Bitcoin. Okay, now let's go back to GME and see how it is posing after I've added in. Our new average is 33.23, so that's roughly the same area. So it's just a penny higher than where I originally bought it. So we're just adding in to that same area that I bought, and we're just moving our stop loss up higher because we know if it starts to break down from this trend, now we know that that's not where we want to be. Okay, so we drew this trend out because we knew that this would be the area that we would want to get in. And if you guys remember, I drew all of this out for you just a little bit ago, just about, I would say, I think I drew it out around 10:30, and now we're roughly 30 minutes later? 30 minutes later, it's actually coming to fruition, and here it goes. GME looks like it wants to rip, tear to chip to the north side. We're going to see if it actually gets above this. Very exciting area to be right now. If this thing can get up and above that base breakout or the trend breakout area, this might show very, very fruitful. I think this thing is going to $50, guys. That is my expectancy on this, but I'm using risk management to make sure that we stay safe in this market. All right. Let's keep on keeping on. I want to be here for this. Bitcoin, come on now, baby. 72,000. Let's see if we can get this thing a-going. Let's see if we can get this thing a-going. Now, what I need to do so I stay focused is how is the rest of my trades doing? Let's look at ANF. Holy guacamole. It did not get the pull back like I thought. We are up far, far more than I expected to be today on Abercrombie & Fitch. We're up $588 or $505 on the day, $588 on the trade. This is looking really, really good for Abercrombie & Fitch. So, I mean, I'm not going to argue. If it wants to keep on going, it can keep on going, but I expect this thing to pull back. It must mean the S&P 500 is continuing higher. No, it's not. That is what relative strength is all about. That's what we preach every single day in the Discord, guys. Relative strength. If the market is starting to pull back, but the overall strength in the stock is higher, the relative strength in the Abercrombie & Fitch is much higher, well, guess what's going to happen? It's going to hold out, it's going to trade sideways, or in this case, it's going to be strong compared to the overall market. The S&P 500 is pulling back. Abercrombie & Fitch is starting to rip higher. And I see all that love getting put out in there in the chat. I'm shooting that love right back to you. Thank you guys so much for that. Do appreciate that. ANF now up $579. ASTS getting a small pullback now right before I click on it. Looking still like it's trying to hold that VWAP area, still holding up above much of this area. This looks still very fruitful. It's looking very, very fruitful here. If I just continue to show you the build on this trend line, let me throw the hourly up here to give you a better idea. The green line is where I bought, the white lines of where I've exited, and now I'm just holding on to this last piece for either break even or break of the 10-day moving average. So we can see we have this beautiful hourly ascending trend line here. Okay, we played the break of this trend line, it formed a new trend line, and it's slowly moving up. And this is the type of stocks that I love to be in because they're easy to hold. They're very easy to hold. All right, FSLR, we are now in the money about $20 on this trade. Nothing big for FSLR. We also have GME, which now we're up $36 on. So it looks like GME is actually going to start doing its thing. GME is actually going to start doing its thing now. Look at this. This is what we want to see. And we still have plenty of room to give it. $32 is our stop. Okay, we have plenty of room right now. We're in at 33.23, and I think this thing is really going to get to going here very, very soon. We just need to see increased volume for GME, and if this thing can get to ripping, better believe, baby, I am already in it for the win itself. Now, we need to keep our eye on Bitcoin because IMC is really, really pressing the issue here at 72,135. we can see it really wants to get above this area. If we can see volume start to come in right here, I promise you guys, it's going to be very fruitful for your clean energy miners. As IREN says, hold my beer, I am not waiting. IREN is still continuing to climb higher. Let's take a look at WLF, because you guys know I have about 1,000 shares of this, and it is not doing nearly as well as IREN, but it is just teetering around this 310 area. It kept wanting to try at 310, kept wanting to try, but it has not taken off just yet. It's starting to form a bit of a base there at 310, which shows me that it wants to go, but it has something holding it back. And what is holding it back? Well, it could be Bitcoin itself, because Bitcoin is not breaking out very fast, because it's not rip tater chipping. That could mean that WULF is trying to, let's see. All right, WULF looking absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. GME is still doing its thing. WULF still doing its thing. We're up about $200 now on this. We're just waiting for that Bitcoin breakout. This should be absolutely amazing. All right, here we go. Bitcoin's starting to break out now. Here we go at 72,000. There we go, guys. We just broke above that $72,000 area. Did we do it on volume? Not as much volume as I would hope to see, but we are breaking out. We are starting to head higher. Let's take a look at IREN, and then we'll take a look at Wolf. Sure enough, IREN is starting to come in, and WULF, here we go. Let's see what we got. We are starting to break out a little bit. Let's get some more volume, though. I want to see that Bitcoin volume coming in here, guys. We're starting to get a nice push. We're starting to head higher, but we want to see that Bitcoin volume. The next area to break is 72,334. We can go ahead and mark this out. We want to see this thing mark out. Okay, it looks like we're coming right up into it. We need to break above this, and we need to see some volume. So we're above today's highs, which is very, very good shine. Took 10 shares on GME, got in at 33.17. Let's go back to GME and see where B Stewie got in here. So you got in at 33.17. That's a good spot. Yeah, that's a good spot, because it's right at that 5-minute trend break area. So it's a very nice spot to get into. But my question is, because anytime you say you got in, we need to know where your stop loss is. Where is your stop loss located, B Stewie? Because we always want to preach that risk management. First and foremost, when you're getting into a stock, you need to know how much you are risking, right? So if you got 10 shares, we know you've bought roughly $330 of this stock, which is a decent amount. But we want to know how much your risk is on that $330. So if you're in and you're going to risk, say, $32.17, that's going to be a $10 risk, which is a decent risk to play. So very, very nice. I like that $10 share. It's very conservative, and it's a way to learn, right? It's a very good way to learn. So we're going to see if GME has the power. We do have volume coming in now. We do have some volume coming into GME on that last 5-minute candle. Let's see if we can continue to get volume to push this thing up to the north side. As Bitcoin looks like it's still showing fruitful, but it's going to have a hard time getting up above that high that it created on 521. So last month, it created a high of 521. I feel like if it can get above that and show some volume, it's going to be a crazy, crazy day for Bitcoin. Maybe we need a couple more days. Maybe we need a couple more weeks. But regardless, this is a pivotal point for Bitcoin right here. And I would love to see it head higher. And I'd love to see it head higher for you guys while you're with me. Let's go through my trades really quick. I do have to keep an eye on my things just as well. I'm keeping an eye on everybody else's. Here's that pullback. We're finally getting that for ANF, but I'm very, very happy to see. Let me take okay, the P&L is looking really, really good. So ASTS is looking very fruitful as well as it bounces. Wow, look at that big wick on the 5-minute. It tried to head below that VWAP and it got soaked right back up, guys. That's what you want to see in a leading stock. or I shouldn't say a leading, but a momentum stock, is anytime that it starts to fall, it gets soaked right back up. So look at that. It gets soaked up, and now it's heading higher, so that's very nice to see. It looks like FSLR is deciding to pay us a little bit of money now as well. We're up a whole $14.75 on FSLR, so watch out. I've got the money. I've got the power, baby. It looks like GME is also trying to hold above that $33 area. That $33 area to me is very, very important. It needs to hold above that area in order to continue higher, but we also want to see more volume coming in for that. So NVDL, which follows NVDA, bounced off that VWAP area just as we expected. Trading sideways now or heading higher, either way, I would find that very, very approving of the stock. We want to see it at least do that. Okay, the stock splits tomorrow, so I think it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Is RSKD's volume is just really drying up. There's not very many people getting into the stock. It's just kind of trading sideways. We were up about $450 last night on the stock, and it just slowly is peeling back, So we're just going to give this plenty of time to work, because after a big bounce like that, you're going to see people, whether they want to be in this or if they're selling out of this or what they're doing to this. But if it can hold or at least touch this gap and go, we'll call it the touch and go method, maybe it can head on higher. Let's take a look at WULF as yes, look at that. A nice breakout. It's breaking out new all-time highs again today at 314. So we know that this is looking very, very good. We're up about $225 so far today on this stock. So that's looking very, very advantageous for the overall market. All right, guys. Let the music play for a minute. Stop is at 32.50 on GME. Let's bring up GME. $32.50. So it's a psychological area, and I like that stop. Personally, mine's at 32. Just above 32, but right around that $32 area. So I like that stop. That's a good stop. Thanks for letting me know, brother. Let's get to popping. I think what's going to happen here, guys, is we're going to be a little stagnant until probably around 1:30, 2 o'clock, when we get that midday push, or some people call it power hour. We do like power hour. Power hour can be very advantageous. I've had this plug in my ear for like 2 hours now. I might as well put that away. There's no reason to have that in. All right. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah, man. ANF is just on that rip. I want to see GME take off, though, man. After that 5-minute break, something's holding it back, though. Maybe it's more selling. All right, let's go back to Bitcoin now. Oops. Just lingering right around that 72,175. So right under this area. That red line that I drew out for you is the previous all-time high at 521, on 521, okay? So we want to see it get above that. A nice pullback. You know, I don't care where it pulls back. Just make a new higher low. That would be awesome to see. And make sure you guys are live. Some of you guys have been watching this for quite some time. Make sure that, here, take a look at my screen here. Make sure you click this live button right here. If you smash that live button, it brings you right to the most current time. All right. And if you bring it to the current time, you'll make sure you're hearing exactly what's going on in the market right here, right now. And while you're here, smash that like button. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, guys. We want to make sure that everybody is subscribed to this amazing YouTube channel. We want you to be here for me just as well as I am here for you. Now, I think we're going to end that stream right here, right now. I will be back on tonight at 9 p.m. for the live stream. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Smash that like, smash that subscribe button. We'll see you guys very, very soon. We're going to end it here just because things are going to start slowing down, and around that 2 o'clock, it'll pick right back up. But do keep in mind, I am here for you. I want you to be here for me. So we will see you tonight at 9 for that watch list. And I think I'm going to go for a bike ride. Maybe go hit the sauna. Maybe go get a workout in. You know what I mean? So we'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace. Thanks for joining me.